Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday gifts for the kitchen, like appliances and cookware. You'll have money left over for a sauce pot, so you can make your mom's famous gravy recipe.
Yuck.
Or at least try to. Or that cutting board for the ultimate holiday party buffet.
Is that a charcuterie pyramid?
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, "Hey, can you put the game on?" At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air, satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, if you're a plumber, your friends probably call you every time they have a plumbing issue. If you're an electrician, your friends probably call you every time they have an electrical issue. And if you're a local handyman, your friends probably do not call you to help them clean up their crime scene after they murdered someone. Unless you're the handyman in Long Island who got that exact call a few weeks ago. Well, instead of assisting his friend, he called the cops. Now, cleaning a crime scene, frankly, not his responsibility. Now, if you're a parent, other people's kids, not your responsibility. But you don't mind pitching in to give other parents a break, especially if they have an infant. It sucks, however, when those parents then offer to sell you their kid for $1,000 and a six-pack of beer. That was the case in Arkansas last week. But sometimes, look, we take or are asked to take responsibility for things that are not our obligation. For example, just because a chimpanzee is hungry doesn't mean you have to breastfeed it. But that didn't and doesn't stop Pamela Rosaire, the star of the HBO docuseries Chimp Crazy. And then, as Miles mentioned, a woman in Paulsville, Washington, not responsible for feeding the local raccoons, or pretty adept at feeding themselves, but she fed them anyway. And found out it was a bad idea when 100 raccoons invaded her home and sent her fleeing. She actually had to escape her own home in her car because the raccoons were hungry. And in a not-so-weird news story, two strangers. They had the decency to carry a 79-year-old woman with a broken leg down a mountain. It took 3 hours. Again, not their responsibility, but they didn't want her to have to wait the 5 hours for the rescue team to get there. That's some stand-up stuff. But today we're talking about responsibility. But the thing about responsibility is, you know what your obligations are, but sometimes it seems like you pick up someone else's responsibility for one reason or another, and that's what today's question is all about. What wasn't your responsibility, but became your responsibility?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal. Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Feeling overwhelmed? Struggling with mental health shouldn't be the norm. At Mindful Therapy Group, we specialize in connecting you with compassionate therapists that can support you through stress, anxiety, ADHD, and so much more. With in-person and telehealth appointments available, we can get you seen in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group accepts most health insurances, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to start your mental health journey today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday athletic gifts like bikes, tents, and outdoor gear. You'll have money left over for a premium yoga mat so you can try to touch your toes by New Year's.
Almost there.
Or snowshoes so you can hike to your super secret spot to find the perfect tree.
Aha!
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
Debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, Pacholas, away we go. Welcome to season 19, episode number 4193. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat, the exciting return of Sit and Spin. We'll be joined by the Daily Mix Morning Show, Taryn and Steve in. And once again, round 2, 10 more songs from one-hit wonder bands. All right. Now, we did this last week, and Ted, you killed it. 5 out of the 10 songs. I was on it. You can identify. Here's how we're playing this little game, you see. You know the one-hit wonder bands of the world? We're not playing their hit. We are playing another one of their songs. We have to guess, based on the other song, who that band is.
I did very poorly last week. I have very little faith in myself this week.
Yeah, sometimes, like, Ted, you just knew a couple because you were fans of the band.
Correct.
So you knew more than one song.
Well, that obviously helps. Apparently, I just was not a fan of any of the 10 bands that we played last week.
But we have 10.
And Mike gave some good hints last week.
Yeah. He gives good hints. I just suck.
And as Mike explained, he went to Spotify, I guess, and looked at the second most downloaded song from that band.
Correct.
But didn't you say, like, the disparity between whatever their number one
staggering,
hit was?
yes.
Right.
It's tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of listens difference.
So it's our job to try to figure out which band has this other song that you've never heard of before. And let's face it, I mean, you might only know a song by one band. What did we play last week? Dexy's Midnight Runners or...
Yep, that was on.
Come on,
okay, yeah. Okay. Has anyone ever heard another song from that band?
If I have, I don't know it.
You did last week. What was the name of it?
But I did not know it. I did not have the answer. I just listened to it and went, oh, God, this is terrible. But, yeah, I mean, you know what you know from a band.
There were some bands that I looked up on Spotify, and not only was, the one-hit wonder, the by far and away song that was heard the most, but I just would look at the numbers, and then I would go to the next highest number, and it was just another version of that same damn song.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
Remix version. This is the singles version.
That's the Chuck Berry thing.
I know.
Who was the young girl who just got killed when she, Rebecca Black?
Oh, yeah.
When she came out with that song Friday.
Friday, yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Now, if we played another song from her, would you know who that is?
I guarantee you I would not.
Because I know one song, and that's it.
And I don't even really know that song. I know the first time I heard that song was on this show because everyone was bitching about it, but I just never heard it. Then Mike played a clip from it, and I'm like, this is as bad as everyone says. Okay. That's it.
I think she's a DJ now.
Really?
Is she really?
Yeah.
Okay. 10 more songs from one-hit wonder bands coming up as we will sit and spin. What else do we have for you today? Sunday night, Showware Center down in Kent. It is our first ever Halloween hullabaloo. The first basic Halloween party of the season. Yep. Mike, did you ever get your costume that got stolen off your porch?
It should be here on Thursday, but you know what? I made the same mistake of sending it to my house. So somebody might have 2 shirts. We'll see.
You should start sending them here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have done that before with presents. Yeah, I did not want people to find out about. So I got them sent here. But maybe safe if you want to get that costume ready for Sunday evening.
I'm texting my wife now to find out if my costume shows up.
A few tickets do remain. Godsmack, Hailstorm, Warning, and Flat Black. That is all on Sunday night. It's a cheap ticket. There are a few left. KISW.com. Try to win them. Here's what they told us to do. They said, you pick a time, then give a secret code word. Then text that word to 206-803-ROCK for your chance to win.
All right.
So we determined that the time that we will give out the secret word 420 this afternoon.
Oh, that's
right
creative,
around
man.
420.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wild.
Might be a song or commercial. We'll get as close as we can to 420. When you get that word, text it to 206-803-ROCK. And today on the question, what wasn't your responsibility but became your responsibility? I feel like a lot of time, friends and family play into this in a big way. Whether you want them to or not, there's a reason that they are your family. There is a reason that they are your friends. Friends often need favors. One of the reasons I've always said I will never, ever, ever own a pickup truck. Doesn't really matter as much now as I'm older.
Doesn't matter now.
But, Mike, you did move 4 times in, 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
This is not good if I get a pickup truck.
No.
Because it's not my responsibility to move your ass everywhere you go. But
I got beer and pizza, buddy. How's your back?
But if I get a truck, right, then I am somehow available for people.
You're that guy.
Would you could just go get a U-Haul van. 1995. Says it right on the side.
But hey, man, when you're in your 20s and you own a pickup, and if you own one in your 20s, you know this is true.
That's right.
You move everyone, and you move everything. So it's not just that you move their boxes, but then it's like, well, hey, man, me and my wife are looking at blah. We just want to get a new lawnmower, but it doesn't fit in my Geo Metro, man. Can we borrow your truck? Hey, man, we need to go to the dump, man. Can we just borrow your truck? Right. It's constant.
And just like anything else.
And some people just need trucks just for their job.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
you just got to haul stuff.
My mom moved in with her mother, my grandmother, probably 20 years ago to take care of her. And my mom moved her entire house in Virginia, which was a 3-story townhome deal, baby grand piano, because she's played piano her entire life.
Did she have to move the piano?
She moved her baby grand piano. Like, that's her one thing.
Right.
So as far as, what she's done throughout her life that brings her joy, playing the piano, she got a baby grand piano probably 35, 40 years ago. That is her toy. That is her baby.
Yeah.
That and a whole bunch of other crap, right? So it's my job to get there and not only help move grandma's stuff out of the way so that my mom can move her stuff into the garage, but also get rid of and I did this for 3 days, get rid of my grandmother's stuff without her really seeing what we were getting rid of. Also get rid of my mom's stuff while trying to convince her. And I mean, this is like negotiations.
Right.
I mean, for 3 days, we had a dumpster in the driveway. We're throwing everything in there that is no longer needed. For some reason, I get roped into this crap. So for 3 days, I'm basically playing mediator to
between your mom and your grandmother.
My mother, my grandmother. Why do you need this? And every single item is a dumbass argument.
Right.
Why do you need 3 shovels? Like can we not
one to kill the man, the other to bury him?
It was like that on every single aspect of every item. And when I left there, I was just completely frazzled. I was just like, it's not my job. It's not my job for you to be able to dispose of things that you no longer need.
Right.
I mean, I'm the one who goes to Goodwill in my world. So, if you're not using something for decades.
Right, decades. Get rid of it.
Yeah, that's all.
Get rid of it, man.
And that was my number one question. When is the last time you used this? Well, Mom, it's a bread maker. I've never seen you
Right.
make bread. You have an ice cream machine. You have all of this crap that, is 20 or 30. She had an exercise bike that was like so rusted together, the pedals wouldn't move. I cannot convince, well, maybe we could put oil on it. Like, no, Mom, we're not going to put oil. And this went on for 3 frickin' days of hell.
Yeah.
But it became my responsibility to go in there because my brother had already gone the week before and tried. So he said, look, I need your help. Some of these things are yours that Mom has kept over the years.
Sure.
So I basically went in there and cleaned house on all my crap just to prove a point. This is not necessary in my life. I don't need a high school letterman's jacket anymore.
Right.
We can throw this away or give it to charity. Whatever. Some kind of Christian relief fund in the area. Just get rid of this crap.
Well, my parents keep trying to downsize now because they're getting up there in age and they talk about the will and talk about impending death and all those things because that's what parents do when they get old, right? So the one thing, they still have a lot of crap, but they've been together for 60 years, right? I mean, so you accumulate a lot of stuff. They did get rid of a lot of stuff when they left here and moved to New Mexico, but they still got a lot of stuff. Most of the stuff is actually pretty nice, so it's not a big thing. But when they bring up the will, the one thing my mother said, she goes, my father and I were talking, and, it's going to split everything 50-50, but your brother is going to be the executor of the will. And I was like, yes! And she's like, really? I said, look, man, because when you guys die and, all this will crap comes out and there's all these, as you're saying, responsibilities of stuff that you got to move around and do this and do, I don't want any part of it. If he just calls me and says, look, man, you get this, this, and this, I'm fine. I'm not even going to question him on it. I don't care, but I don't want to have to be responsible for taking care of all that, or even funeral arrangements, right? To this day, I don't know where they want to be buried. It's not going to be New Mexico. Right. They're not from there. But we're like, hey, man, and they're undecided, it seems. And I'm like, look, I'm not trying to push the issue, but I know that's going to fall on me. Somehow that's going to be, and when I say me, I mean my wife's responsibility. But the idea is, we both know this to be true, right? They're going to get this information, and it's like, right, I'm going to have her set this all up. But, I would just like to know where you want to be. Because I know where you're not going to be. You're not going to be in an urn in my house. Your ass is going in the ground, unless you want to be cremated. But, where?
Right,
and if you're cremated, who do you want to get the urn? Just real quick. I don't want it. Which might sound mean, but I don't want it, because then it just becomes this thing that I have to protect and I have to take care of, but I didn't want it in the first place. It's kind of like babysitting someone's kid. It's really important that you take care of this thing, but it ain't yours and you don't want it. But you have to, do a good look. But I got the dog, I got the cat, they'll knock it over, they'll eat ashes. Look, it'll be a horrible way for you to be remembered. But I don't want the responsibility. Just tell me where the hell, or what you want me to do with your body when you die. Can you do that?
Right.
You've told me everything else, but you can't tell me this one thing. And they're just, well, we're not sure yet. I'm like, I'm not trying to be mean, but you're 80 and 84 years old. Time's a ticking.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, at the end of the day, it'll just be between you and your brother.
I know, but still, if we don't know where they met in Washington, D.C., we still have a lot of family in the D.C. area. That would kind of make sense to me. But then again, my dad's from Texas. He has a massive extended family. I'm sure they'll want him down there. My mother, she'd be like, just throw my ass in the ocean. I don't care. Naturally, I'm not going to do that. But guys, you've taken care of all this stuff. You've already done your will. All this crap. You can't just tell me one thing.
But my dad's urn was easy because it's easy to decide what to do with it.
Because it had a final destination, right?
Right, Arlington National Cemetery.
If it's temporary, I'll keep my eye
so
on it.
Chris just kept it temporary. And then, but
where did he keep it?
Honestly, he had 2 dogs at the time and teenagers, or so same thing. He just had it stashed away, in a closet up high. Same thing, because it's you don't want to get it hurt.
Right, I don't want it, but I can't mess with it.
And then when you have a military funeral, even for just an urn, they still do the full ceremony, right? So there's the flag. So my brother had the flag. We put it in a case. And same thing. Chris is like, well, I don't necessarily need it. Do you want it? And I was like, I don't know. So then we did the smart thing. Our cousins were building that giant Smith family beer garden.
Oh, that's where you put it?
So
I'll fly the flag.
The flag is,
nice.
The case is in the Smith family beer garden on Cape Cod.
Well, cool. More people will see it.
And it gives me and my brother a reason to go see the beer garden more.
That is
That's good thinking.
See, now the thing is, my dad did 2 years in the Navy, so I call someone look, man, it's only 2 years, it was 1,000 years ago. They're like, I don't know where they want to be.
Right.
So literally, I'm calling you, can I put an urn in your graveyard? Because they just didn't want to tell me where the hell they want the body.
I
don't want it.
This is what it was like.
And Miles, going back to you talking about your mom, when we finally got my mom to move to like a senior citizen place, like my brother was just like, he called me one day. He goes, look, she has 2 storage facilities. I'm just going to go combine them and throw us out without her knowing. Like, I was like, all right, unless it's something you really think I might want. But like, yeah, we basically just couldn't tell her because she would just stand there and do the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, I need this. I need that.
You don't. Right. Yeah. We were, 7-8 years ago, I can't remember how long it's been, but we would go down before I jumped on the bus at that time because I didn't have a car, and go to the Loft, which was open down here on,
the one,
on 4th, right?
All the time, yeah.
We would just go down after we got off work, we'd go down there, we'd get a couple beers, get a couple shots, just 2. I get home one evening, and I get a pretty strong buzz on. I need to get some dinner, whatever. I get this call.
You're drunk.
I get this call. I get this call from my ex-wife, right? Now, we're separated at the time, but she calls me and she says, hey, they just brought this cat in that was hit on up in the Mukilteo Reservation. And it's the cutest little cat I've ever seen, but the car, I believe, ran. It looks like, based on the x-rays, both of its hips are broken, legs are broken, its face is kind of smashed in.
And you like tormented cats.
But do you have any interest? It's the sweetest looking little cat. Do you have any interest in this cat? And I said, no. She's like, well, maybe you want some company now that you're not living alone or whatever. I'm like, no, I don't want the cat. I'm like, all right, well, how much? I said, okay, how much is the surgery? And she said, it's like $450.
Nope.
And I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I said, I will pay for the cat's surgery. All right? Again, I'm drunk. I'm trying to get her off the phone. I will pay for the cat's surgery. You figure it out, man. I will save the cat, because if not, they're going to put the cat down that night based on the
cat with the 2 broken hips that got hit by the car,
which I didn't know was feral.
It's a feral cat that got hit by a car and has 2 broken hips. I'm not trying to sound cruel, but like, you can put it down.
Was this the doctor?
The Dr. Gomez, yes. So a couple days go by, all right, and I get a call from the clinic and the veterinary hospital. And they said, Mr. Montgomery, your cat's ready to be let go and taken home.
Yeah, I don't have.
And I said, I don't know the cat. And they said, well, no, your name's on here. You. And I said, I don't. And they're like, you don't want the cat? And I'm like,
are they guilting you?
I'm like,
you got to take the cat.
I'm like, I'm not really in the market for a cat right now. And like, well, the cat is, she's kind of coming out of the sedation from all the operations, and she's in recovery right now. But we need to know what to do because, are you going to come and pick this cat up or not? And I was like, am I going to come and pick the cat up?
I just said that.
Okay. Like, all right. I was like, do you have a cat? Oh, we have plenty of cat carriers. I'm like, so you have a cat carrier for the car? Like, absolutely. And I'm like, all right.
They got you covered, homie.
Let me go to PetSmart. I need to get a cat litter box. I need to get cat litter,
cat food.
Yeah. So I go to Petco up on 45th in the U District. I pick all this crap up, and I drive up to Linwood, and I pick this idiot up and put him in the back of my car. And I'm just like, and the cat all of a sudden is just meow, 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 meow the whole way home. And I'm just like, damn it. Damn it. You know what I mean? Just like, I'll pay for the surgery, but I don't want the cat. 2 days later, I'm living with an idiot cat.
Who's feral.
And also blind. Who just attacks me like Edward Scissorhands.
Was he the one who fell sideways all the time in the litter box?
Yeah, he drug himself in the litter box. He grabbed a hold of my nose one time with his mouth and wouldn't let go. The fangs were up on the inside of my nostrils. I had to peel his ass off my face. It's like, how in the hell did this happen, man?
If you hadn't already been at the bar, do you think you would have said?
I think I'd have been no.
Okay.
I mean, it's totally me.
Drunk Miles was nice Miles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll pay for a surgery.
All right, whatever. Click. 2 days later. What is this number? Hello? What wasn't your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROCK.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Our question, what was not your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Chris. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
All right, so there was one night where I'd left the bar early and I was still sober, and I went to a 7-Eleven and I saw a girl, and she was like staring at the like outside window, but it was out, so she was kind of using it as a mirror, but she looked really strung out, and so I was just like trying to figure out like what it was that she was doing. And then she noticed me, and I just looked at her. I was like, "Are you all right?" And she was strung out. I was like, "Do you have a ride home or anything? Like, do you need like a safe place to go?" So I ended up giving her a ride to, and this is Tacoma, and if anybody knows where like how Haas Street is in Tacoma, it is not a good place to be. Like it is one of the worst as far as like drug addicts and things like that. And so, I just got her to that place safely. It was like a hotel, like how people don't have like the credit to rent out an apartment, so they end up living in a hotel. And then I drop her off, and there's just a dude smoking heroin right in front of me, and that was an experience.
Well, I mean, hopefully you got her home. Hopefully that is her address.
I like that you got her safely to a place that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Like, I mean, at that point, it sounds bad, but like, does it matter if I give you a ride there? If you just walk, man? Based on where you're going, like, does it matter?
Yeah, I don't know, man. She said she was married, so hopefully,
okay.
I don't know, man. It was...
Yeah,
she probably was.
Right.
Yeah. How far was the ride?
That's her way of turning down your date offer.
The ride was probably, it was about, I was on, probably about 40 blocks away. So it was a good 15-minute drive.
All right. Well, that was, hey, man, good on you.
You did I've just never thought, and maybe at 7-Eleven I should be different, but I've never thought to ask anyone at 7-Eleven, are you okay? Because when I walk in, I assume you're not.
Yeah.
Right? In my general experience, but I don't want to have any interaction with you. You know what I mean? Just like if you're not bleeding or something, like, I'm not asking you if you're okay.
I've been in like two situations where
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
our question, what was not your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
All right, so there was one night where I'd left the bar early and I was still sober, and I went to a 7-Eleven, and I saw a girl, and she was like staring at the like outside window, but it was out, so she was kind of using it as a mirror, but she looked really strung out, and so I was just like trying to figure out like what it was that she was doing. And then she noticed me, and I just looked at her. I was like, "Are you all right?" And she was strung. I was like, "Do you have a ride home or anything? Like, do you need like a safe place to go?" So I ended up giving her a ride to, and this is Tacoma, and if anybody knows where like how Haas Street is in Tacoma, it is not a good place to be. Like it is one of the worst as far as like drug addicts and things like that. And so, I just got her to that place safely. It was like a hotel, like how people don't have like the credit to rent out an apartment, so they end up living in a hotel. And then I drop her off, and there's just a dude smoking heroin right in front of me, and that was an experiance.
Well, I mean, hopefully you got her home. Hopefully that is her address.
I like that you got her safely to a place that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Like, at that point, it sounds bad, but like, does it matter if I give you a ride there? If you just walk, man? Based on where you're going, like, does it matter?
Yeah, I don't know, man. She said she was married, so hopefully,
okay.
I don't know, man. It was...
Yeah,
she probably was.
Right.
How far was the ride?
That's her way of turning down your date offer.
The ride was probably, it was about, I was on, probably about 40 blocks away. So it was a good 15-minute drive.
All right. Well, that was, hey, man, good on you.
You did I've just never thought, and maybe at 7-Eleven I should be different, but I've never thought to ask anyone at 7-Eleven, are you okay? Because when I walk in, I assume you're not.
Yeah.
Right? In my general experience, but I don't want to have any interaction with you. You know what I mean? Just like if you're not bleeding or something, like, I'm not asking you if you're okay.
I've been in like two situations where crashes were, I did not see them happen, but they were,
you drive up on them.
I was only 30, 60 seconds behind them. But, blinking lights, people standing, waving their hands, like, cars slow down, that kind of thing. And, as soon as you see people who are assisting other people.
Yeah, you tend to help out.
I mean, if I'm right on it, but I'm always like, oh, thank God someone's there helping. Okay, I'll just keep driving.
I think it depends on the severity.
I'm being dead serious.
Yeah, but you're not wrong. If there's already like people there, like
unless you can contribute.
If
something.
I'm a doctor, right? If I know, if I could be of any assistance whatsoever,
we're
there's people already on the phone, So I'm just like, okay, all right.
I do remember one time, my parents they got on like every Sunday they went for a Sunday drive. No big deal. It is what they did, and they come back home. My dad's whistling as he always does when he's in a good mood. So I'm in the kitchen. I see him walk in. I'm like, hey, guys, welcome back, blah, blah, blah. My mom's like, oh, my God, you're not going to believe this. My dad is still whistling. He walks by. He says to my mom, hey, I'm going to go upstairs and change. And there's blood all over his shirt, man. And I'm just like, what is going on there? And she goes, your father, he doesn't make a big deal of anything. But there was a massive car accident in front of us. He ran out of the car and pulled this bloody woman out of her smashed up vehicle as the engine's burning. I'm like, today. She's like, oh, yeah, none of that's his blood. That was her blood. And I'm like, and he doesn't say anything about it. She's like, no, he got back in the car. I'm like, but chick, you want to get something to eat? Like, but he ran out, grabbed this woman, waited for the ambulance, gave a statement, and then rolled the hell out. And then, he comes back down the stairs, still whistling. He's changed his shirt. He's got the bloody shirt in his hand. It's like, hey, chick, you think you can get the blood out of the shirt? Just like throw the goddamn shirt away. We're not.
You helped that kid who got hit by
especially somebody else's blood.
I mean, and he was still. You would not know that anything happened with him.
You helped the kid who got hit by a car.
The kid on the skateboard.
Yeah, I mean,
and this is like lunch rush hour time, so there are 50 people out there standing on the corners, and I heard him get hit before I saw him get hit. If you know what I mean, because I'm kind of turning the corner, I was getting pizza, and you hear the thump. Then you kind of see the kid hit the ground, and everyone's just sitting there staring at him. And the person in the car, obviously, they've gotten out to check on him. And I'm like, can somebody call 911? And then, like, 3 people pulled out their phone. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? This kid is laying in the middle of the goddamn street. So kind of got him up and got him off to the sidewalk, gave him a cigarette since he asked. And then I just came back to work. But I'm like, all of you just stood here and watched this. All of you. And it's like, look, I don't want to deal with this either, but I don't have my phone on me. But honest to God, it's 3 digits, hit send. They'll send someone here, and then your obligations are done. I think the worst I saw, there was a Jeep. It's back in Baltimore, and it's closing time at the bar kind of thing. And it's a Jeep, and it's a pile of college kids, no top on it. The Jeep starts fishtailing. Jeep rolls over. Kids come spilling out of there. And so everyone, the traffic stops. And this is on I-83, so it'd be like I-5, right? But traffic obviously comes to a standstill. And we're trying to gather up these kids, and the girls are screaming, oh, my God. The dudes, they're checking on the girls. But there's one dude who's kind of face planted in the middle of the road, and it's me and 2 of my buddies. We get up to him. We roll him over, and he's like, my face, man, is my face okay? And I looked at him. I said, you're absolutely fine. And I lied. It was like he looked like Two-Face. Like one half was just Hamburger Man, where he clearly slid down the road, but we just kind of waited for the ambulance to show up, and then we got out of there. But my only responsibility in that moment was to not tell him how effed up he was going to be, man. It was like bad.
Yeah, I was at a radio station in D.C., right? D.C. 101.
Yeah.
So every year they have this big chili cook-off. Now, we're 19 or 20, so we're not 21. But my buddy, who dad worked for Budweiser, he worked for Budweiser. So he's like, come by one of the things. I'll give you some tickets. And you guys can have some beers.
All right.
Cool. So it's me, like 2 other buddies. Now we're in the street. I don't know what has happened, but basically we just see one dude get sucker punched out of nowhere. He falls back, hits his head. And I mean, I can't explain to you how quickly the blood started coming out.
Right.
So one of my buddy, like we kind of run over to kind of grab the dude that hit him, but and then like because it's crowded, a couple cops come over. That guy takes off. Our buddy takes off with the cops. They're like jumping the turnstiles at the metro stop to like chase this guy down. And like we kind of catch up to him, but then our buddy's dad's there. We're kind of walking. So like the cops are all around this and that. And then the cops stop to kind of communicate with each other. And my buddy's dad is just like, idiots, you are not 21. Walk away.
Yeah.
Right. He's just like, thanks for helping. But like, what?
Budweiser.
Right, like, what the hell are you 3 thinking?
Liquid courage, man.
What was not your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Willie. Welcome to the men's room.
How you doing, old ladies?
Hola.
So this was in Portland years ago with a friend walking down the street from our place to the store, and a quadplex apartments. One of the top places was smoke coming out of their glass door. Like the sliding glass door was open a bit, and smoke was just barreling out of this thing, black smoke. And a bunch of people were standing around in the parking lot kind of looking up at it. And without even thinking about it, I still don't know why I did it, but I ran and climbed up from the bottom apartment up to the banister to the deck on the top apartment, covered up my nose and mouth, went inside, and man, I was expecting something worse, but it was just a aluminum pan and boiling eggs with no water in the pan.
Was there anybody in the apartment?
Well, at that moment, I didn't think about it. I grabbed when I jumped over. I had noticed a barbecue on the deck, and I grabbed the pan with an oven or with an oven mitt or a towel, and the flames were almost probably 4 feet coming off of it.
Damn. And
ran outside and dropped it inside of the barbecue grill, and then closed the lid on top of it, and then went back inside and that was my fear, was that I was going to find somebody in the bathroom or an older woman or man or something. But no, I started looking around the place and went, that's a Black Flag poster. Those are, action figures. This is some punk rock kids. Put the eggs on and then left.
Yeah.
Probably just forgot.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Probably had bong hits, and in fact, I found out later. Yeah, they had bong hits, and then left. And when the fire department did finally show up, the fire department guy says, "Did you do this?" I said, "Yeah, that was me." And he says, "Man, that was nice work, but really, we were only 3 minutes away, and they were on their way." And I don't know why I did it. It was the weirdest thing, you guys. It just kind of hit like almost dream.
Yeah.
Like
Well, now you know, man.
And you go to work. That was weird.
Fight or flight, or what's the other one? The freeze, I believe.
Yeah. There's
So now you know about yourself. You're going to spring to action if you think someone's in danger, and obviously there was a fire while everyone else was watching.
Yep.
That's a good sign. It means you're a decent human being.
What wasn't your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Aiden. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola.
How you guys doing?
Doing great, Aiden. Thanks, man.
Cool.
So when did you...
Yeah. So the thing that became my responsibility was, ironically enough, I was running to the gas station to just grab a drink, and this same day, me and my girlfriend were having like a fight. So instead of going straight home, I decided I was going to ride my motorcycle down the road and just keep going past the neighborhood. And right as I got past our neighborhood, someone came to a complete stop right in front of me. And I was trying to figure out what they're doing. And then they veered over and went around off on the other side of the road and just kept going. And then I saw a kitten with a broken leg walking across the road. And obviously they didn't want to have anything to do with it. So I picked the kitten up and I tried to do my best to take care of it. And
did you give it to Miles?
Thanks.
Yes. And I even brought the thing to the hospital, and dude, the Blue Shield out in Tacoma, they wasted 15 of my hours until 3:00 in the morning just to tell me the same over and over and over again. And it got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm going to bring the kitten somewhere else because you guys obviously don't want to help me in any way. And then a couple days later, the kitten actually passed away in my lap while I was trying to bring him into the place I was going to.
Jeez.
And yeah, this is where obviously at the beginning I decided to make it my responsibility when it wasn't really in any way, shape, or form. After he passed away, I decided to go and get him cremated, and I still have his ashes at my house right now.
That's crazy.
How long ago was this?
It was actually about 2 months ago.
Damn. Okay.
Did you give the kitten a name?
Yes, his name is Wolf, and since I found him on my motorcycle, I got him to the place, got him cremated. Like, I brought him there on my motorcycle, got him cremated, picked him up, and I've been waiting to get, like, a bike charm for my bike that I can at least put some of his ashes in, because since I found him on my bike, I kind of want to have him with me while I ride it.
All right.
Dan, you're nicer than me, man.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it would not help a kitten with a broken leg,
Well,
but
cats
I'm
are
not
different.
trying to
Cats are
bring it
different than
home.
dogs. Like dogs, you're more than likely able to walk up to a dog and kind of settle the dog down. Cats, man, it's crapshoot.
Yeah.
You just don't know. I mean,
I get taking it to the vet, but I'm with Thrill. Like, I
And
mean,
I'm
I picked
done.
it up. I don't really know it. I don't know that I'd keep the ashes.
I mean, look, I got stuck. The cat that I had in Baltimore, again, I did not want a cat, but the chick I'm dating at the time found the cat as a kitten on railroad tracks. And she just had to have it, whatever. Fine, man, it's your cat. And then we break up, and now it's my cat. And I'm like, it was a fairly amicable breakup, right? But I'm like, hey, man, you're forgetting one important thing, the cat. She's like, no, I want you to have it. I'm like, no, I don't want it. And that would be sweet of you if I said, boy, I'm going to miss that cat. Did you notice that I never one time said
Is that the cat that would bring the birds into the house?
Yes.
Okay.
But it wouldn't kill him, man. I don't remember where I had to go, but I'm ironing a shirt, so obviously it was somewhere important or formal or whatever, right? But I maybe ironed 2 shirts the entire time I lived there, and I'm standing at my ironing board, and I see something out of the corner of my eye, and I look down at the floor. There's nothing there. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Go back to ironing the shirt. Then I see this thing move again, and it's this baby bird, and it's trying to get, like my closet door swung open, so it's trying to get between the wall and the open closet door. And I'm like, what the hell? Then I realized, oh, God, okay, the cat brought it in. Now the cat is in the doorway of my bedroom just staring at this thing. So I pick up this little cute baby bird. I'm like, I am sorry, fella. Whatever. So I walk out a sliding glass door, had a little yard out in back, and I'm going to toss this bird back out. Keep in mind, the cat is at my feet watching this whole thing. And I take this little cute baby bird, and I toss him out. And picture like tossing something to get the rainbow shape. At the apex of the rainbow, my cat, man, lightning fast, just snatched this thing out of midair and took off. And I'm like, oh, God, man. And honest to God, like a Bugs Bunny cartoon, a single feather came floating down. I mean, it was just like...
It sounds like that video where they're releasing a falcon or something back into the wild.
Some type of bird.
Right, but they're out there and they got the thing
Well, keep in mind,
on their forearm.
It had a broken wing.
And they brought it back to health or whatever. And then there's just 2 dudes standing in a field and they let it go and then it crosses over a highway. And the next thing you just see is this 18-wheeler like, poof of feathers.
I mean, they're not that far off the highway, but right, that bird makes a direct left, and that truck just gets him.
What was it your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROCK.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the pain out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our mental health providers are here for you, with both in-person and telehealth options to get you seen in as little as 48 hours. Mindful Therapy Group also accepts insurance. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to get started today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday beauty gifts, like hair care, makeup, and skincare. You'll have money left over to get your bro the big bottle of cologne. Just remind him one spritz is enough. Or waterproof mascara resilient enough for watching the holiday classics.
I love this part.
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday gifts for the kitchen, like appliances and cookware. You'll have money left over for a sauce pot, so you can make your mom's famous gravy recipe.
Yuck.
Or at least try to. Or that cutting board for the ultimate holiday party buffet.
Is that a charcuterie pyramid?
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, hey, can you put the game on? At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
What was not your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROCK. Here's a story of a local nature. The Woodland Park Zoo gave people the news of a new little baby gorilla that was born just a few months ago. The baby gorilla name...
Mike hated it.
Abio, which means bringer of happiness. Bringer of happiness. Was rejected by his birth mother in Seattle at the Woodland Park Zoo.
This bringer of happiness.
So, to provide him with natural socialization, he was transferred to a zoo in Louisville, Kentucky.
All right.
And was then adopted by a gorilla foster mom.
Adopted or forced on the gorilla mom?
The baby
We're
was
putting
introduced
this baby in your cage with you.
in the private enclosure, sleeping, and I guess the mother eventually picked him up, and they've been together ever since. But either way, the 8-year-old mother, Kindy, took in the baby, who was rejected by its own mother here in Seattle. What do you think that mom was thinking? Like, I ain't doing this anymore, man.
You mean Seattle mama?
Yeah. Like, how do you reject your own offspring? Like, I'm sorry. How often does that happen in nature? I'm sure probably more often than I know.
I mean, I think it happens in humans.
I mean, right, but it seems like a low percentage. You know what I mean? That's all.
Yeah.
The same with the gorilla, like, yeah, I had a baby, I don't want it.
Like, I want nothing to do with this. You know what I mean? It came out of my body, but I don't care.
Come on.
Yeah, send him off to Kentucky.
Which is, that's even worse.
I know.
I feel bad for the animal.
You're in
I mean, it
Kentucky
sucks.
now.
Your mom's just like, I don't want to raise you, but then it's like, and you're in Kentucky.
All right. So you got a little baby gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
How in the hell do you get it to Louisville, Kentucky? Do you carry it in like a baby? Do you sit down in your plane seat and say, yeah, we're headed to Louisville? Because I would not want to put the little baby gorilla in the cargo, right?
It's got to be a private chartered flight, right?
I'm just saying.
Does a
There's probably
representative...
there's got to be like zoo planes, right?
That's what I'm asking.
Maybe, but I just feel like it would still cost you a ton to use it because there's still fuel and all that kind of
This
thing
is
that
just
goes
a little
into
baby
it.
gorilla, though. You don't even know that.
Like, you're not going to do anything.
All you need is like a baby seat, right?
I would think. I'm sure they wouldn't let you, but they should. Like, look, it's a baby gorilla. It's a baby. You know, it's still cute. It can't kill you yet. So, like, I'm going to put it in
And
like
a diaper.
a car seat.
Yeah.
And a diaper. You know what I mean?
And just
I'll
get on
change it.
Southwest, pick my seat, and off
we're
we go.
going Spirit. Like, I'm not spending high dime on this gorilla. It's not mine either. Like, look, I will transfer you.
I'm putting in the cargo hold of a train.
You put the cargo hold of a train. You're doing with the baby gorilla.
That's a long trip.
There's
That's
a
right.
lot of weird
Think about what it is.
primate responsibility news, right? So there's the baby gorilla. Then you have that weird lady from the docuseries on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
It is not your responsibility to breastfeed a chimpanzee. And I hate that we have to say that out loud, but she's like, nah, dog, he was hungry.
I love them more than my children.
I got boobs, so he can feed. And you go, look, if that's the responsibility you want to take, knock yourself out. Then you find out there's a zoo in Ireland where an orangutan gave birth to a baby, all right? But mama orangutan does not seem to know how to breastfeed her baby. So she hasn't rejected the baby. She just doesn't know how to breastfeed it. They've hired a group of women, honest to God. They're not breastfeeding the orangutan, all right? They're not like crazy chimp lady. But they are topless, and they sit in the enclosure through glass, and they breastfeed their babies in front of the orangutan so that it can understand what it's, I swear to God, so that it can understand its responsibility for its baby to suckle. So I'm trying to think, who do you reach out for that, right? So first you got to turn, like, we got to move a baby gorilla from Seattle to Kentucky. Can we just book a flight? Now we have an orangutan who can't figure out how to breastfeed his kid. So do we have any volunteers that want to sit in front of an orangutan with your boobs out to show it how to feed its own kid? Yeah, I mean,
dude.
By the way,
you're always showing your boobs. Get down here.
I think this gorilla's better off. Apparently, Louisville Zoo is kind of famous for their lowland gorilla.
Yeah, but no one wants to wake up
exhibit.
and be in Kentucky.
I agree, but also the gorilla here. That was her first baby.
Really?
Yeah.
My sister got what?
That's a great segue.
My sister.
The baby. That reminds me of my sister.
Yeah.
First baby for that gorilla. So my sister.
Speaking about little gorillas, my sister had this dog, Wicket, that looked like an Ewok.
All right,
and she named the damn thing after an Ewok named Wicket. From Return of the Jedi. Okay,
where else do Ewoks show up?
I don't know. Either way, my sister gets her first job, and
they're only in Star Wars,
right? And she's going to be gone for like a month or a month and a half of training. So she's got this dog, and this dog is a pain in the ass. But my brother just had a newborn baby, so they were not really able to take in Wicket. So my sister says, "Hey, look, can you just watch this dog? You know,
talking to you
while I'm gone."
Right. All right.
This dog was an absolute terror. It would take a crap and stare at me and growl in the living room. This thing was, and so my sister's like, "How's Wicket?" I'm like, "Wicket's terror. Like, I cannot stand this dog. I could not wait for her to get back." And she's like, "Do you want to keep him full time?" And I'm like, "Absolutely."
That means you don't want the dog.
She didn't want the dog either.
Obviously, you don't want. No one says, "Hey, Ted, can you baby watch my kids tonight?" You go, "Yeah, sure." And I give you a call, like, "Hey, bro, listen, if you just want to keep them."
Yeah.
I mean, like, clearly she does not want this.
No.
I was cut.
So it got to the point where, like, I tried everything I could. I would do, like, doggy daycare on the weekend just to free my weekends up, just so the dog, I put the dog basically in a kennel.
Wait, how long did you have this thing?
A month and a half.
I thought it was a week and a half. It was a month and a half.
A month. She was at training. They lived in a hotel and did their training crap.
What was she training to do? Was she a Navy SEAL or something? Good God.
Well, she works for the feds.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So,
okay, yeah.
She's not a Navy SEAL, but she kind of works with the FBI.
Okay.
So,
all right. Just making sure it wasn't like, I'm at BKU.
Yeah.
Learning the menu at Chi-Chi's.
Man, I was so happy to see that dog. God, I hated that.
Did she keep the dog after you gave it back to her?
You know what? I'm going to call her and ask.
Like, how much longer did you keep it? Because once someone says, "Do you want to keep it?" That means you don't want it.
I think she found someone to take the dog, but I don't know who the hell would do that.
By the way, as far as we're talking about, animals, and do they just say "F their kids"? Right, in nature.
They put it very nicely, and this is from the Louisville Zoo. They say that she just didn't bond with the baby.
Give yourself a minute. Good God. Somebody says, we adopted a cat from the Humane Society, just had 3 kittens. Don't want anything to do with them.
Well, did you know the cat was pregnant? That's another thing. I mean, would you adopt
the cat knows the cat's pregnant. So, I mean, like, you know what's going to happen here. Then you have 3 little kittens. And
typically, if you adopt an animal, they have been spayed or neutered.
Typically.
So, that's a strange adoption. What wasn't your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Candy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
My coworker from Washington State, her husband was transferred to Washington, D.C., and she was the sweetest, most naive lady maybe I've ever met. And the first day in D.C., she gets someone banging on her front door, and she opens it. And a man falls into her foyer, several stab wounds. He's bleeding all over the place, and she actually took care of him, and ruined all her towels, soaking up all the blood and everything, and she was there alone with her kids. Couldn't believe it, and she saved his life and got to, he made it. She went and checked on him in the hospital and everything, but she found out you just don't do that there.
What, open the door?
Yeah.
Do you think that's what randomly happens in Washington, D.C.? Someone knocks on your door, and the next thing you know, somebody who's stabbed just falls into your house. Is that what you think of that area? Okay. I'm here to tell you that's not normal.
That's a terrible incident, but I spent my whole... I lived there till I was 23. Like, it's not a common occurrence.
I wouldn't go there, Candy.
Stabbing, so...
Yeah, don't answer the door anywhere. All right. Well, I'm glad you took care of the guy.
Well, what else are you going to do at that point? Right?
That's why I don't go to D.C.
You have fallen into my home with a stab wound. I mean, you can't just say, hey, look, kids, I'm just dragging them back outside. I'm like, of course you're going to do something at that
yes.
point. Let me ask you this. You look through your peephole thing, because someone's pounding on your door, and there's just a bloody human being standing on the other side. Do you open your door?
I talk through the door.
All right. What are you asking him first?
What's happening, man?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Hey.
Is that pizza sauce or blood?
That has a lot to do with me opening the door.
I mean, they had Alitos. I let them in. There is a legit fear, though. Somebody shows up at my door and it's like, you got to let me in. I just got shot. I might be worried somebody's still behind them with the gun.
Yeah. That's kind of my thing, man. Just like, well, where's the person who shot you? If you say, well, man, jumped in the car, they drove away, like, I still don't really want you in my house. Just sit on the front porch, man. I'll help you out, but you're not coming in. Leon, years ago, my buddy Leon used to work at McDonald's, and you've never met anyone who hated their job more than Leon hated working at McDonald's. But that was his job. So he had to do, he opened for breakfast. He had to be there at 5 a.m. Says he gets to work. He's the only guy there. And he's whatever you got to do to prep for McDonald's breakfast, he's doing that. And he's like, the door opens. This dude jumps in, jumps over the counter, hides, looks up at Leon, and does the shush thing, with his finger. So Leon's looking down at this guy. No idea who he is. 10 seconds later, like 4 brothers come running in, and like they are strapped, okay? Hey, man, you see some N-bomb, blah, 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 blah. Leon's like, he is right there.
And not my responsibility.
Yeah, dude. He's like, I said, seriously, man, you ratted him out. Leon said, look, man, if they know he ran into the McDonald's, he's like, I'm not getting involved in that. He's like, I don't know what the guy did. I don't know if he's a good guy. Don't know if he's a bad guy. I don't know if he's alive or dead. It ain't my problem. He's like, he's right there.
Here's your McBuddy.
He said, basically, they dragged his ass out of there. He's kicking and screaming. Like, Leon's like, I closed the door. I locked it. I got back to work. It's like, I don't want to know. I'm not involved.
In Buffalo, I can't remember if it was 10 years ago, whatever. There was some giant storm that just kind of happened, right?
All right.
And, like, you lived up there. Like, the storms coming off the lake aren't that unusual, but, like, somehow it stalled, and it just kept, like, dumping snow and dumping.
Going, yeah.
Right? So even for, like, people of Buffalo, they're like...
This is a lot.
Right. The city is locked down. Like, nobody can move. So I watched this whole special on the Weather Channel about it. And it is terribly sad, right? Like, one lady's a nurse in her 30s. She's driving home, gets stuck. And by the time they get to her, she's gone. But another woman, she's in her house. And there's some dude outside in this storm. Like, you got to help. Like, help. So she's like, So finally she goes out there. It's an older gentleman. She has no idea, right? She's a black woman, some old white dude.
Right.
She brings him in, but like basically she has to hop on social media and it's like somebody has to help me. And then I guess he had such frostbite that like there's just like these legions growing off, and like she's freaking out because she's like, this guy's gonna die in my house. Like somebody's gotta help.
Did anyone show up?
I didn't watch the end of the special.
Oh, okay.
What?
You fell asleep. I got stoned and forgot.
Did he die in her house?
Sometimes you flip through the channels on a commercial break and you
forget that you watched.
Miles, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I
didn't really think about it. So halfway through that story, I'm looking at I'm like, oh damn it, he's gonna ask me.
Well, yeah.
Who knows?
Point is, somebody knocked on her door. It's a relatable story. I thought I'd tell it.
You're the guy that tells the joke like I don't know the punchline, but I remember it was funny.
What wasn't your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROD.
It's like when you ever ask a question and somebody thinks it's trivia, and then they're like, well, "What's the answer?" Like, dude, I don't know, man.
Like I'm literally asking you. Yeah, I don't know the answer. Hello, Malcolm. Welcome to the men's room.
Gentlemen, how you doing?
Hola.
Hola. Hey, look, on a lighter note, my story doesn't get, I don't know how to top that one. Nobody falls inside bloody. But I just had to say, too, long-time listener, I appreciate you guys for, being there on the air and letting us get home safely,
Oh, thank you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate that. Good humor, good lighthearted, so anyway.
We were told yesterday, me and Ted were inappropriate, I believe was
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Love
me
it.
too. I did. Yeah.
So, Miles, I was going to say, too, we're talking about, first of all, my sister has a dog, too. And dogs love me. I'm not like Thrill's brother. I'm
a tooth magnet.
They tend to get along with me.
I'm a black bald dude with gold teeth, babies, and white women love me, man.
Yeah,
it's just something happens there. But anyway,
yeah, tell me you're a globetrotter.
I mean, Miles generally is good with dogs. That's why if that dog was just angry and staring at him,
that was terrible.
Yeah, that's a bad.
No, my sister's got the same dog. It's this demon dog. His name is Jesse. He's a Chihuahua. From the first time I walked in and locked eyes with him, this sucker, and I'm like, uh-oh. Oh, come here, Jesse. I'm trying to do my thing. Jesse, it's been years. Jesse, we're never going to do it. We're not friends. But anyway, so I just wanted to let you know, you're not the only one, Miles.
Yeah. I hated that dog.
So what was my responsibility? It kind of was a shared responsibility. I was at a club. It was Mobile, Alabama. It might have been like Biloxi, Mississippi, mid-'90s, or Florida, somewhere around there. And I went to a show. It was like in a little club. 2 Live Crew was going to be there, right? We all know 2 Live Crew. So
yeah, for sure.
Florida's finest.
So yeah, for sure. So I'm there early, kind of. What I'm saying? The place is kind of filling up. I get to meet Luke and all these guys, man. The new rapper on there, Verb, his name was, and yeah, it was nice, man. So I'm enjoying myself, having drinks, me and a couple of my cousins, and so the place started filling up. So the artist went in the back, I'm going outside to smoke a cigarette or something, and it's hustle and bustle, people everywhere, and something happens in the parking lot right as I'm talking to me and my cousin talking to the guard, to the security, can we get in and out? They yeah, it's cool. And then the guy says, wait, something happened in the parking lot. He hands me a wand, watch the door.
Oh.
So it's a huge line of people too. So I'm like, all right, I give my cousin a wand, and I'm like, I stand behind a little desk thing, and I'm like, this chick standing there, she's like, how much? $20. I made a couple $100, and so actually trying to pass the job off to somebody else, just one of the people that were one of the other customers when the security came back in, and he just kind of smirked at me like, yeah, get me back there, man. But we did our job. And so my responsibility was collecting the money. Like I said, I made a couple $100, and my cousin's responsibility with the wand, I was like, wand him down. And so the girls, he want to frisk him. Like, he think he's the cops now, but the guys, he's like, just go ahead. I'm like, no, do your job. But yeah, it was a good night. That was the responsibility we got. And, I could go more into depth, but Not sober, by the way.
Yeah.
I made it home.
Okay.
I mean, that is kind of, why did the original guy just put you in charge?
That's
Look, there's some in the parking lot.
Like, I've been asked to watch a door at a bar that I frequented before, but they'd never handed me a wand. It was not a stranger, you know what I mean? Just like, and it wasn't a concert. Because then I thought, if I wand someone, I'm like, well, he's got a gun. Now what do I do? Hey, man, you can't come in with that. And then if they make an issue, like, I'll be honest with you, I'm not the real security guy. Just try not to shoot anybody when you go in. I don't know what to tell you. And, Ted, we got an update. Your story out of Buffalo. This poor woman, this guy's freezing to death. She lets him in his place. The frostbite is taking over. She does not want him to die in her home. We asked you what happened. You said, yeah, I stopped watching. Somebody, he made it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he did
All right.
You were sweating now, aren't you?
A little bit. I swear to God.
He just can't use his left hand anymore.
Yeah. But like you're looking at me, I'm like, oh, damn it. In my head, as I'm speaking, in my head, I'm like, he's going to ask.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I'm impressed he made it.
Yeah, someone let us know he made it. I'm sure he was not in great condition, but he made it.
Shout out to the other weather nerd that's watching these specials on the Weather Channel.
What wasn't your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROCK.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday gifts for the kids, like arts, crafts, games, and tech. You'll have money left over for some new board games to boost the kids' confidence.
You won again.
Or that multi-voice changing megaphone so you can really spread the cheer.
Happy holidays.
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Getting help for mental health shouldn't be as hard as it is. Thankfully, Mindful Therapy Group is here to make your mental health journey as painless as possible. Be seen in as little as 48 hours for in-person or telehealth appointments. Mindful partners with thousands of licensed clinicians to find the perfect fit for you. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Mindful Therapy Group also accepts insurance, so you can focus on you and not your wallet. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to get started today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
99.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
I guess that's Aaron Daly, Steve Makes, from the Daily Makes Morning Show. Coming up, we will sit and spin. We've got 10 more songs from one-hit wonder bands. Mike will play the tune. We'll try to guess what that one-hit band. It's not their hit. It's a different song. It's up to us to figure out what band that actually is. That's coming up after emails on our question, what was not your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Scott. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
I had told Mike that Sit and Spin, he did perfect. I can't wait for today.
Hopefully, Steve and I will do better this week.
Well, we can't do worse. You can't do worse than zero.
That's only one way, and that's up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I didn't do any better, but it was still fun. So about 10 years ago, my mom died, and because it was the closest, about 14 miles away, and having absolutely no experience in this, the family made me the executor to her estate.
Now,
So-
did she have a will or anything, or the family? Because typically the dying person is already determined who they want to be the executor.
She had a will, but they also had a and B. All of a sudden, I've lost the word for it. Trust. She had an A and B trust.
Okay.
So she was working off the A trust, and my stepfather hated taxes, and they were in California when he died in '79. The B trust was in California, and I'm just a dumb old appliance guy. I don't know how to do this stuff, including, when somebody dies, the first thing you have to do is go to an attorney and get an EIN number, because the Social Security number dies with the person. So you've got to get this employee identification number. Then you can start getting death certificates and all the other stuff that goes along with it. And the B trust was held in Fidelity. Fidelity wanted confirmation that I was the new executor, because there was a whole list of executors for this B trust, and all of them, including the bank it was listed with, they're all dead. So, it was just like, holy moly. And, my stepfather's living in the house, and my second stepfather living in the house. And so I've got to get him to sign a quit claim deed to the house so he doesn't try to take it over, and he can stay there, till he gets worked out. And then I've got to try to work with my stepbrother and stepsister. Stepsister's in Rhode Island, stepbrother's in Fort Myers, Florida. And I haven't talked to him since 1979, and I haven't talked to my stepsister since about then anyway. So I don't know what in the heck is going to go on. I don't know what to do. And I was just so happy that it all worked out. Everybody got along.
Okay, good.
Got the house sold. Oh, and like you throw, my mom wanted to be buried at sea.
She wanted to.
So I was like,
well, I'm not saying my mother said she wanted to be buried at sea. She just has a very, I'll be dead. I don't care. You can just throw my ass in the ocean. I don't think I could bring myself to take my mom's body and do that.
I think it's not that unheard of.
No. But I was talking
to a kid the other day that works on boats in San Diego. That's usually whale watching or stuff like that. And he's like, we do that a lot. Like people pay and they drive them out to the middle of the ocean and you dump the ashes.
Damn.
Well, I found out doing some research here. I don't know if they still do it, but the Washington State Ferry Service on 2 or 3 different runs, the real ones, will, free of charge, they will stop the boat, and you have to have a special container, and then you can have a brief service and you can drop the ashes into the sound off of the stern of the boat. They will stop. Ours was the run up to Friday Harbor. They stopped the whistle 3 times, told the rest of the passengers what were going on, and then started the boat up again, and off they went up there, had lunch, and came back.
Does it annoy the other passengers? Like, hey, man, I'm out of time.
I go on the bow and it's going full speed and blow it all over everybody.
My bad. Sorry, everyone.
Oh, sorry, that's my mom.
I had a friend. He was he's a lot like you, Thrill. He just did not give a damn about anybody, and he wanted his son to put his ashes in an old Folgers coffee can, drive down I-5, and then hang it out the window and blow it on everybody.
Actually, ideally, I don't think you can legally do this. I'd like to be taxidermied. They said, look, what do you want with your body? Like, oh, I want to be stuffed, and I want a cool pose like Captain Morgan.
What if it was
or something.
just saving your head, in a box,
I'd be fine with
in a glass box?
Oh God, that's awful.
The way you put it on the mantle, you're always looking at something.
What's worse, just having the head or having the entire body?
I think the head is worse.
Somehow, just the severed head is worse.
Yeah.
You think that'd be worse than like, this is Ted. We had him stuffed. We just don't know where his head is. But we decided to keep the rest of this.
Yeah. Wait a minute. No, I thought the option was either you're fully taxidermied or just the head.
No, just the head or all of my body with the exception of the head.
Mike, have you ever been to Buco di Beppo?
Buco di Beppo, like once.
The Italian restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay, they've always got a Pope room it's like a circular table.
Yeah.
Because Miggs had a party one time and we were in the seat, right? And there's the head of the Pope.
Yeah.
In the middle, it's a lazy Susan.
Correct.
So you spin the thing around, but the Pope, it was Pope.
Yeah.
Pope John Paul II was in there.
I would make everyone have to go to dinner there, and then my head is in a box.
Surprise!
And you got to eat dinner.
I did type into Google, can you legally taxidermy someone? This is a very hard no.
All right.
Yeah,
Why
it's
not?
different. Human taxidermy is not only illegal, unethical, and impractical, but also unnecessary and undesirable.
Well, any taxidermy is just throwing money away. But the thing is, look, can you make it? I am dead. This is what I'd like to do. I'd like and I could be in a sitting position, and the kids can dress me as Santa, and then and then their kids can sit on my lap.
Are you like a porch goose?
Or no,
something, man.
Take your skin and make it a baseball glove, and then give it to your great grandchild. If you didn't know.
I just feel like there should be more options than what we have.
Why is my glove hairy, Dad?
Because we can be what? You can be cremated. You can be buried. I guess you can be cryogenically frozen if you're on that tip and you have that kind of money. I mean, what else can we do? What if you're temporarily taxidermied, okay? So follow me on this. So some people get their ashes shot off into space, okay? And I am a big space nerd. I want to be taxidermied and then shoot my naked taxidermied ass off out into the cosmos. Is that a problem? It's not going to bump into anyone. It's just floating through the vacuum of space forever.
Well, you could just be on the inside of a satellite, your whole body.
That's what I mean, something.
Technically, you can request to be taxidermied after you die, but it is highly unlikely to be legally permitted or carried out by a professional taxidermist due to ethical, legal, and practical concerns related to preserving a human remains. Mainly, you have to find somebody to do it.
Lisa Marie Presley had her dead son in her house.
For 2 months.
For 2 months.
2 months.
What's the difference if you stuff me and put me in the corner at that point?
Right.
Well, she didn't. Did she tell people?
No, she has come out recently.
Okay, so that's the thing. Like Mike's saying, if you die and I want a taxidermy, that's one thing. If you just want to be a creep and have a body in your house,
she's passed on, hasn't she?
Yeah, Lisa Marie's gone. Yeah. So this info is now coming out. Someone says, Thrill, you should look into getting plasticized. Can you, Mike, see if I can get plasticized?
Plasticized.
Yeah, so you're not being taxidermied. You're kind of splitting hairs a little bit. I'm just saying, at that point, what do you have to lose,
just the same as a wax figure.
Exactly, except it's me.
Yes, someone can be plastinated, a process that involves replacing bodily fluids with fat and resins, silicone rubbers, and
doesn't matter.
Epoxy to preserve the body.
Yeah.
Typically used for medical purposes and public display, and the resulting specimens are called plastinates.
And it's like the bodies exhibit, right? When you go there, granted, they have stripped off all their skin, but that's basically what they do. They're resined. They're taking out the body.
You could be like if you're standing at attention, you could be like a coat rack or like a place to put your hat.
So I'm saying I could come in
Would you
handy.
do it like Han Solo?
No, I'd want to look useful, like Miles said, man. So maybe if I got my hands out and you hang your coats on it or hang the hats or whatever it is, or like my wife likes to sew.
I'll just put my hat on your head.
So she could be like, instead of buying the sewing dummy, babe, just use me. You got a 6'4" frame, whatever you're making. Someone else, you can be composted. Yeah, I know. Someone here says,
would you eat the vegetables from a garden that was composted by a person you knew?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I just don't eat vegetables. Somebody else says, my wife, she wants to be taxidermied and then passed down through the family. Sound like we're
or crowd serve a concert.
Oh, that would be go to your favorite band.
Yeah.
Thrill, I would bury you in a garden and grow nothing but vegetables on you, bud.
None of those vegetables
Broccoli,
would grow.
no. Brussels sprouts.
None of
they
them.
wouldn't come up.
They just wouldn't grow. They would turn black. They would shrivel up.
This tastes like Jack Daniels.
What wasn't your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROCK.
Is this an authentic Thrill heirloom? It's got that whiskey taste. And my nose is running a lot.
Tastes like Marlboro cigarettes.
Hello, Chase. Welcome to the men's room.
It's called smoked.
Hey, sorry. I don't speak Spanish.
No.
All
right.
Nice. So my wife was driving me to the urgent care the umpteenth time. I'm kind of an invalid. And I see this guy in obvious distress. He's bawling, walking down the street. I yell at her to stop the car. She thinks I'm dying. I get out, and it's that he had tried to shoplift from Target. The loss prevention caught him, and he took a nasty spill and dislocated his shoulder so bad, I think he tore the muscle. It was just hanging off. And so I'm trying to get him some help. He's worried that he's going to get caught, and I'm going to turn him in. I'm like, priorities, man. can't imagine the pain he was in. So I just helped him across the street, got him to the hardware store. And miraculously, you know, when one person steps in, suddenly a whole bunch of other people want to help. So just got to a chair, got him waiting for an ambulance, and went on my way.
To the hospital?
Yeah, get him to the hospital.
No, but didn't you say you were going to the hospital?
I was going to the urgent care clinic.
Okay.
That's totally different, yeah.
Well, still,
why didn't you just put him in the
yeah.
car with you? I mean, for what his situation is, you know, like, hey, man.
Dude, I'm on my way there.
Yeah, we
Let's
found
go.
him along the way.
Let's
What
go.
was wrong with you? Why were you going?
Oh, I'm missing a colon. I had an ileostomy, Crohn's disease, all kinds of stuff.
All the good intestinal stuff, right?
All right.
The thing is, he made it really far away from Target. Tons of people had driven by. I don't even know how he got away after he took that spill. Because
based on
his
the
arm was just
dangling. Based on the corporate policy, I bet you the loss prevention officer / security guard was like, my job's done.
Yeah.
He injured himself. I'm not messing with this guy. By the way, we're talking about what to do when you die. Text came in that says, my step-uncle has to put his mom on ice in the bed of his truck and drive her from Utah to Washington State so she can be buried in the family plot. Huh. There's got to be an easier way.
Yeah. I mean, just a ticket on an airline that's a freight
if you
charge.
tell them what you're
they fly bodies.
Yeah, you don't need to fill a pickup truck full of ice to stick your mom in there and drive.
I
They're
mean,
going to pull you over.
I mean, like, I don't even know if you could.
What? I mean, I don't think it's legal, but
yeah, like, I feel like once you call in that there's a death or something, like, they take that body pretty quick. Like, I don't
Who
think
do
you
you
could just
call?
be cruising around with, like, a dead body in your pickup truck.
Well, no, you can't. I mean, but, like, someone dies in your home,
right?
And it's not unexpected, okay? So, you know, great-grandmother or something. Who do you call? Do you just call the funeral home first? There's no one else you need to call initially. Like, that's your
I mean,
first.
I recommend calling the authorities to...
Well, I mean, that natural cause, a heart attack, they were old, you know, something like that. You call the cops first?
That's what we did, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Were they
Ambulance
like
showed up,
called?
cops showed up. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying like maybe get the ambulance there so they can confirm, and then everything is
and like the cops came in and they were like, we need to take some pictures real quick, make sure that everything's kosher there, because they weren't they weren't there when she died.
When she died,
so
sure.
they have to make sure that nothing nefarious happened there.
Right, and the authorities don't know the medical history.
Right,
I told
right,
you,
right.
like, my dad was in a hospice place. He'd been in there for 2 weeks. And then even after he passed, my brother, they were like, well, you still got to come and identify the body. And he's like, you took him downstairs to the morgue.
right,
But
in
like,
the same building.
Yeah, same building, like literally a floor below. But I'm pretty sure there's like legal steps you have to take. And I mean, Mike, that's what he's saying. Like, you still got to call the authorities. So like this guy being like, oh, my mom died. Let me just throw her on ice. Like,
you kind of need somebody official to go in there and say, yep, they're gone. And
they got to confirm it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it occurred to me, like, I legitimately would not know who you're supposed to call, the chain of command first. Like, there's a dead body. No one killed him. Don't know what's
I'm
going on.
calling 911 and they dispatch whoever they get.
Yep.
That's my rule.
But what do you say? There's a dead body in my
I'm pretty
house.
sure this guy's dead. He doesn't have a pulse. He's
That's
blue.
exactly what we did, yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Sorry.
I think my mom's dead.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. And honestly,
what's
like,
for dinner?
I think Michael attests too. Like the funeral homes are pretty good about kind of walking you through every step of the way and what's going to happen next and this and that. I mean, it's awful. It's a terrible thing to go through.
Ted, speaking about walking you through,
You don't remember a doggone thing of it because you're just in shock the entire time.
Right, exactly.
So when I was running half marathons or whatever, I would get up in the mornings and do longer runs on Saturday and Sunday just to train or whatever. And right across the Fremont Bridge on the Nickerson Street side was a funeral home, but also one of the cremation places in Seattle. Now, on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings, man, I mean, it was like you would just see plumes of smoke blowing out of there, right by the old Pawnee Seafood Grill.
Yeah.
But I was always running in that area. So there's a trail on the other side of the canal. Sometimes I would be running up from like Seattle U or Pacific, whatever it is. But there's this just huge cloud. And then you run through and you smell it. Like, oh, dead people.
Does it smell like dead people?
It smells, the smoke is
It's a different kind of
the
smoke.
most unique. It's like, just get me out of this cloud. And they just kept rolling them, man. Like every hour, it was just a different poof. And some of the smoke was bigger and blacker than others. Some was just like a little trickle. Other times it was like, I think that place is on fire. And then it wasn't. And they just keep the process going all morning long.
There was a guy years ago, his body, because he was so fat, he ended up burning down. It didn't entirely burn down, but they had to shut down the crematorium for a while to put out the fire because all the fat in his body, basically, when it heated up, I mean, it's like bacon fat, man. Think about that. And this stuff splatters, and they're like, the crematorium
it's a grease fire.
On fire. It is. That's exactly what it was.
It's a grease fire.
Because of Jeff there.
What wasn't your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROCK.
It's not supposed to be funny, Mike. Yeah. I mean, that's an actual thing that happened. Dude started crying.
Blast him one more time, Steve. Yeah, I mean, you're barbecuing someone. What's the problem about putting them in the back of a pickup truck on ice?
That's a good point.
I mean, seriously.
You just have to be a professional.
I mean, if you were floating around after you died and you saw that your body did that, wouldn't you laugh a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, be like, oh, wow.
Wow.
Well, one last hurrah. Hello, Enrique. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, guys. So it all started on a weekday at around 2:30 in the morning. And wife and I just wake up, and we're like, what is that noise? And look out the window to the alley, and we just see, police lights, and they're talking to this young guy. And there's a truck there, too. And I go, okay, cops are just handling something in our alley. So I go back to sleep, and 20 minutes later, I hear banging on metal. I look back outside. No cops inside. The kid's still there, and he's hitting his truck. And I go, okay, what is going on here? So I go outside, smoke a cigarette, watch the kid for a while, and finally he notices me and says, hey, man, you got a Sawzall? And I said, yeah. So I go get my Sawzall and see what the heck's going on with this guy. And he starts telling me the story. He said, well, some guy chased me down with a gun. I got into my truck. I hit another car and ended up pulling into this alley. So his chassis was bent into his tire, and he couldn't leave. So, I'm helping him try to fix his car, and we're not getting anywhere. We're making a whole lot of noise in the alley. And the kid's getting antsier and antsier, He started out pretty normal. And after a while, he turns to me and he says, this might be a weird question, but can you overdose from swallowing meth?
From swallowing what?
From swallowing meth. And that's what he had been on the night. Like, he was doing a delivery and hit this car, got chased into the alley with a gun, and swallowed the meth, like when cops were coming.
Okay.
So I don't know how much this was, but he went down fast, or went up fast, rather. And he just starts sweating, pacing around. I try to get him to vomit it out. It doesn't work. And so finally I said, hey, do you want me to call an ambulance for you? And he really did not want to do that. So I'll just take you to the ER. So I took him to Tacoma General and ended up waiting with him there for a while. I put my name down. And after an hour or so, they finally get him in. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, how long do they need me here? So I talked to the doctor. I said, do you guys still need me here? And they were like, are you not with this guy? I go, I don't know this guy. So they let me go out there, and I finally got the contact information of some other dude, but this truck's still stuck in the middle, It's about 5 in the morning by the time I get home, get back to sleep, then I have to go to work. And this truck ended up being in the back of my alley for like 2 weeks, while the poor distraught friend of this guy, who swallowed the meth, had been contacting with me, and as we were texting over the weeks, he was getting more and more emotional because he got this guy a job at the plumbing place. He was getting clean, supposedly. He had vouched for him with his boss, and it was a work truck, too. so yeah, poor guy.
You're nicer than me, man.
Yeah. I'm dropping you off the hospital. I'm going home.
Yeah, once you tell me you got meth in, you're like, yeah, I'll drop you.
What wasn't your responsibility but became your responsibility? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Rebus. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, boys.
Hola.
And hola, future Bill. I have a friend that listens to the podcast.
Ah, okay.
So I am a shuttle driver for the elderly. I take them to their medical appointments and dialysis and things like that. And this was on the day of the George Floyd riot. I was supposed to be picking up one of the passengers from dialysis 5:15. I'm driving up and at 5 o'clock the lights come on saying that that the Seattle's going into lockdown, and that there was they were going to shut down the freeway and stuff. And so I just hop off the freeway. I'm taking like service streets over as fast as I can to go pick her up. And there were groups of, packs of like roaming skinhead stuff that were like walking right in front of my bus with spray paint cans and stuff. And get her, I pick her up. She's elderly. She walks with a wheelchair, with a walker, and she's black. This is I am the whitest of whitey white boys. And when I get her to her, the place where she lives, it is literally like 2 or 3 blocks away from where the riots started in Seattle, a few hours earlier. And so she's going up the lift, and the security guard has come out to get her. And I'm standing there, and there's a pack of these skinheads that are walking down Fifth Avenue. And 2 of them saw me and peeled off because Geraldine was black. And they were, I could see the tattoos on their necks and stuff. And I'd been hearing that they had been, that some skinheads had been coming up from Oregon and stuff. And so luckily, before I got out of the bus, I had grabbed a pipe that we use for our lifts if they break down. And I had that kind of concealed behind my right arm. And then I had grabbed a bottle of Windex, and I had dialed it in so that it would shoot about 10 feet out into the street. And
gonna polish your bitch ass.
Well, so as they're coming my way, it was a guy and a girl, and they had their backpacks, they had their spray paint cans, and they took them back in, and I saw them starting to pull out clubs. And so I just, at the time, I had just had a heart attack not long before that. I was like 52 years old. I was like, oh, this is not going to end well. And I ended up just shaking my head at them, and because they saw her, and that's who they were. That was when they immediately started coming our way. And I flipped this bar out in my hand, and I took this this squirt bottle, and I just sprayed the Windex out into the street, just this nice tiny stream. And that was when they just looked at me, and they put their stuff away and turned around and went back. And if I hadn't scared them off at that moment, with the other, I think there was probably another six guys with them, I would have just ended up being dead, but it worked out. She has no idea that any of that ever happened because I concealed it from her, too.
The power of Windex.
Who knew? I love the Windex bottle.
All right. What do you think that is?
I have never been threatened with
Bear
Windex. Spray? Right. I guess that's the whole thing. All right, to shoot a stream, they think it's something bad. In the end, they could have shined their skinheads.
I mean, it smells chemically enough.
Yeah, and you'd be like, who the hell's spraying Windex? It can't be Windex.
Daily Biggs Morning Show joining us momentarily. We will sit and spin. We've got 10 more songs from one-hit wonder bands and your emails on the way next from the men's room at KISW.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the men's room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday athletic gifts like bikes, tents, and outdoor gear. You'll have money left over for a premium yoga mat so you can try to touch your toes by New Year's.
Almost there.
Or that Pro Series 2-person sled with titanium alloy skis. Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the difficulty out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our compassionate therapists specialize in helping you navigate stress, anxiety, ADHD, OCD, and so much more. With both in-person and telehealth appointments available, you can get the support you need in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group also accepts most insurance plans, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Mindful mental health providers offer services for children, teens, adults, and seniors seeking individual, family, or couples therapy. Whatever you need, we're here for you. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com or call 562-MINDFUL to get started today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, hey, can you put the game on? At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air, satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today. The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
How would you like tickets to the Halloween Hullabaloo Sunday night at the Show Center?
2 days in a row.
2 for 2. I just remembered. I just remembered. Right, we're coming back. Okay, so here's what you want to do. Text the word SCARS to 206-803-ROCK. Hopefully we'll see you in Kent on Sunday night in your Halloween costume. You'll see Godsmack. You will see Hailstorm at the Showwear Center. Again, the word is SCARS. Text that now to 206-803-ROCK. Woot woot.
Good on you, man.
Thanks, man.
I was surprised yesterday.
Feeling pretty good about myself right now, to be honest with you. Okay, now time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got
Do one from the question today about responsibility, guys. Not my problemo. Reminds me of when a tweaker couple randomly brought an owl to my shop. I was not prepared to take in a big-ass bird. Day or so later, I got into a bird specialist. They sedated it and fixed its wing. It was actually pretty cool handling it and taking care of it for a bit. That from Coon. All right, on to the birthdays. Here's a brand new one. Guys, today at 11:52, we welcomed in Cecilia Jean into our lives after after a year of IVF and then a mostly vanilla pregnancy. We finally did it, and what a journey it's been. But we couldn't be more thrilled. So happy birthday, Cecilia. Can we please get a little kid face sandwich and Goofy and Mickey telling her what it's like to grow up in the Pacific Northwest?
Fish challenge!
Well, gosh. You're going to grow up all big and strong here in the Pacific Northwest, and a few notable things are going to happen. One, just because it's raining outside doesn't mean you need to put your hood up. Two, just because it's Christmas doesn't mean you won't go outside in the old flippity-flops. And three, if you're like Miles and play golf, you can go to a golf tournament in Florida in the rain and beat their asses because they don't know how to play in the rain.
You know, it's not wrong. The other thing is, given that your birthday's this kind of late in the fall, you should get used to seeing blue tarps. They'll be above your head when you celebrate outside. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday's going to smell like pumpkin spice.
Guys, my son Hunter turns 5 today. Can I get advice from Coach Ted on focusing on kindergarten and not girls? And some dad jokes for Miles with a little kid fish sandwich. Please and thank you sincerely. That from Johnny, a.k.a. Dad.
Fish challenge!
All right, kindergarten. Now listen, it's tough for everybody to focus. I don't know what this 5-year-old's into, but it sounds like we all know what he's into. Second of all, son, all you gotta do is show up to kindergarten, all right? There's gonna be some fun stuff, but we're talking naps. We're talking snack time. There might even be a recess. Enjoy it. Next year's first grade, which makes a ton of sense. Then it gets tougher. But kindergarten, you got this, man. Cruise through, learn that alphabet.
I do some research here because most of my dad jokes are pretty dirty.
Say what?
5-year-old Hunter here are going to be
He's already in the girls.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cal says.
Cal says what?
No, Cal says move.
Andropenis.
Whoops.
Wow. Wrong. Jesus.
There you go, Hunter.
Wrong, but
happy birthday, Hunter.
Good work, Miles. Bad work, through.
That was completely unintentional, which makes it so much worse. Sorry, man.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Hal.
Hal who?
How do you don't know if you don't open the door? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Hawaii.
Hawaii who?
I'm good. How are you? Yeah, let's see this. Well, gentlemen, today is my amazingly awesome little butt munch, Ella's 13th birthday. I cannot believe I'm living with a teenager now. She's the most kind-hearted, loving little kid in the world, also the messiest person I know. But her mom and I love her very much anyway. She has requested Coach Ted to give her a pep talk about being in junior high for the first time and some dad jokes from Miles. Any kind of fish sandwich will do as well. Thanks, guys. That from Andy Mack.
All right, first of all, let's just get it out of the way, all right? Middle school, high school can be tough, especially middle school. Why? Middle schoolers are ruthless, all right? But remember, these people, if somebody's saying something mean to you, they're just upset with themselves, whatever else. The main thing is you got to focus down, all right? High school's around the corner. There's stuff to do. I don't know if you play a sport. Knowing your dad, you probably do something like that. But either way, happy birthday. Nothing in your teenage years will seem as intense as it is then. Please listen to Coach's voice.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's just such a I think it's a tough time for anybody. I think it's especially tough for girls.
I got a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I know. And just say, baby, just back off the ledge, man. I promise you, it gets better.
Yeah.
Guys, you know I'm always frank with my sexual partners.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't want them to know my real name. How do you get a country girl's attention? How do you get a country girl's attention?
How?
A tractor.
Tractor. I got it.
And I try to tell everyone about the benefits of eating dried grapes.
Oh, yeah?
It's all about raising awareness.
Yeah, raising awareness.
Raising awareness. Do you want to hear the funniest one now that they're gone? Yeah. She gone? Ella?
She stopped listening, I'm sure.
Okay, Ella, turn your radio off. What does a male prostitute and the Pink Panther have in common?
What?
Both are Peter Sellers. Man, let's see. Pachola, today's my little bro's birthday. I would love it if you could give him a bong rip. You, your girl, and your Johnson, and Coach Ted hyping him up about getting these broken down cars off the freeways. Thanks, guys, and happy birthday, Charles.
You, your girl, and your Johnson. What's he getting? Disabled cars off the freeway?
He is, broken down cars.
All right, Jesus, man, that's good work, all right? Something worse than traffic. You know what's worse than traffic? It's dumb traffic. That's what I call it. Maybe you're not the guy they called. They called some other lazy tow truck guy. Now we're all sitting there, rush hour traffic, nowhere to go, as nobody's getting the car out of the goddamn highway. You're doing God's work out there. Move those cars.
Can you tell that Ted drives?
Yes.
Right? Just right, like sometimes I like just send the Stadia up and just push that car out of the way.
Something,
yes. Guys, happy birthday to my dad, Thomas. Wish I could be there to celebrate. Cheers to 44. Can you get a suck it up cupcake and the dirty Germans talking about wieners, please?
So, suck it up, cupcake!
Yeah, as dirty Germans, we talk about wieners all the time. Our wieners, your wieners, anyone's wieners. In fact, anytime we have sexy time, we prefer to have at least 9 other wieners in the room with us.
Yeah, this is also a lot of wieners. I prefer mine. It's all beef.
Yeah.
And like any good wiener, belongs between 2 buns.
Yeah, I let you throw my hands up and say, I'm the wiener.
But Charles, my cousin David's wife, Astrid, is having a birthday today. Being the gentleman that I am, I dare not ask her age. But since she is German-born, I thought it might be appropriate to have the Dirty Germans explain how they plan to prepare their men's room IPA beer brats for her on this very special day. Thanks, guys. That's from Jeremy, a.k.a. the Rainy Cajun, a.k.a.
Go Brewing.
Go Brewing. Thank you, Ted.
Yeah, if she is German-born, then certainly she will understand this. I will prepare your men's room brats tonight. Ich werde sie in meinen Anus stecken. That's German for I will put them in my anus.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's the other one, huh? So I was going to say, much like the pants, sometimes you could just open the casing and take it out.
And finally, guys, today's my husband Dan's 49th birthday. We've been married 24 years. I love him more and more every day. I'll listen to you guys on our commute home together. Especially love playing along with Big Dummy. So I'm with the Dirty Germans, telling him what I have planned for him tonight. Thanks, guys. That's from Jenny.
Yeah, I can tell you that what she has planned for you tonight is going to be fantastic. It involves 3 fingers in her mouth. She gave us a display earlier.
Yeah, the other thing is, it's kind of like, one of those days down on the shoreline. All ports are open.
All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ja, the Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Yes, friends, it's time once again for Sit and Spin. Let's gather around the old radio and listen to some swellerific new music.
Oh, look at this. Terry Bailey, Steve Miggs from the Daily Miggs Morning Show.
Good to see you.
Still riding the high from your 50th birthday.
I mean, you could call it that, yes.
That's a big one.
I was trying so hard to have nobody acknowledge the actual age. Because, I mean, you guys know, like, you hit 50, you don't want to be like people, you're like, I'll just pretend I'm in my late 40s forever. But then our good friend Sarah from our show made it a point to put a birthday post that says, congrats on the big 5-0. And I'm like, well, that went out the window.
I mean, I feel like 50's okay. It's when you say like 51, right? Because 50, everyone goes, oh, congratulations. That's a big one. 51, it's like, oh, you're old. Let me ask someone else. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's basically how it happened.
AARP in your future? Do you have a membership yet?
I got the envelope that showed up.
All right. That's when you know.
I haven't in the trash.
I haven't done it, but I would say do it. So my mother got AARP however many years ago it was, right? And she was pissed. Why do they think I'm old? I'm like, because they see the year you were born, Mom. Anyway, I mean, look, she was already old. She was there, but it just bugged her, right? Yeah. Her ego. So finally, I think my father convinced her to use it. She calls me back like 6 weeks later. She's like, AARP's the greatest thing ever. We save this at the movies. We save this here. We do this. I'm like, well, yeah, so why were you so mad? That's what
you're saying I should go through my garbage and get that envelope
Get that envelope and save some money.
Also, we don't live in the part of the country that gets those discounts, for the most part. I mean, I was just in Florida, and every single menu has senior prices and senior different things. And it's like there's a discount.
Everyone's
right away.
old.
Yes, I know that, but we don't have that here.
Is it 55 and up though? What is it? What is a senior in
It
Florida?
depends on where you are. In the Waffle House, I believe you need to be 60. The place that I ate breakfast the day before was 55 because I was a year off on that one.
Were you trying to get the discount?
It was a senior menu and it's senior prices and senior like dinner specials and
I want better senior prices, like senior gas prices or senior grocery prices. Then I'd be really proud to turn 50.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to pick up where we left off last time on Sit and Spin. We were playing, I guess, the second biggest hit of one-hit wonder bands.
The second best that I could find.
Not
arguable.
Not their actual hits, but they were another song from a one-hit wonder band.
Correct.
It was up to us to figure out who that artist was who had that one hit. So Ted got Tony Basil, Mickey, right?
Oh, yeah.
But that song...
He got Lou Bega, he got...
Well, Ted
crushed it
Ted got 5 out of the 10 correct. Taryn, you got 2. Steve, you got 3. Miggs. Steve and I got 9.
I got nothing. I know.
We got
nothing.
Not a 1. So we're going to try to crawl back here.
See if we can do this.
We today have 10 more songs from one-hit wonder bands.
Number 10.
Miles? Devo.
Oh, wow. All right. I was feeling vapors on this one.
But you're a Devo fan, right?
Yeah, it's also like working in a coal mine. They got some good ones.
Do you have a Devo album?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how we got it.
Steve's got a hat. Don't you have a Devo hat?
No, that wasn't mine.
Oh, okay. It was in the studio.
No.
I got to see them this last year. They played down at Beach Life Festival. They were fantastic.
Yeah.
They were great.
How many songs did you know?
About 2.
Okay.
And it wasn't that one that you just played.
You know, Girl You Want.
That's the one I knew.
Soundgarden covered that.
Yep.
Great cover.
So, yeah. 10 songs or more songs from one-hit wonder band.
Number 9.
Is this the Dandy Warhols?
This is not the Dandy Warhol.
Billy Idol.
It is not Billy Idol.
Damn it.
This one-hit wonder came from 1982 from a Canadian band. Name of the album, Rhythm of Youth.
Brian Adams?
Not Brian Adams.
That was my first guess because he said
He
Canadian.
had more than one hit.
It's definitely not the Tragically Hip.
No, it's not. So the one-hit wonder was actually made in protest to people that were banned from pogoing to new wave music. They would go to clubs. This new wave music would be on there.
Time.
That's right.
Flock of Seagulls.
Nope, it was a kind of dance that they were doing that they were not allowed to do, and so it was...
The safety dance, is it Men at Work?
There you
Men
go.
without hats, but you're close enough.
All right, Jared.
Men at hats. Men at Work.
Men at Work's different band.
That's right. I might have to pull that one for next time.
We're giving Taryn the answer.
Little asterisk.
Hey. And you're saying that is they're Canadian?
They're Canadian.
I had no idea.
Yes, sir.
All right. 10 more songs from one-hit wonder band.
Number 8.
She sounds fun.
Oh, yeah. She's very fun.
This is what?
Tori Amos?
No.
Fiona Apple?
No, Fiona Apple. No. This is clearly a cover of Nirvana's All Apologies.
Right.
It is not her only cover.
Sinead O'Connor.
Oh, yep, there you go.
Sinead O'Connor.
Steve, finally on the board.
Us bald people stick together.
I loved her in the first Star Trek movie.
We were saying with Sinead O'Connor, right? Like, Prince did not want her doing this song.
Really?
No. Oh, God, he absolutely...
He does not like anyone doing his
Unless
stuff.
Tom Jones
That makes sense.
asks, and then he's like, oh, yeah, you got it.
Well, Tom Jones is cool.
You do whatever you want.
You're not going to take anything from me, Tom.
Yeah, exactly. Sinead O'Connor now. This is not good. 10 more songs from one-hit wonder band.
Number 7.
Oh, Taryn's racking her brain.
Oh, wait a minute. That sounds like Breakfast at Tiffany's.
It's a Breakfast at Tiffany's band, right?
What's the name of the
Deep
band?
Blue something.
Oh, Migs. Yeah. Damn it.
Who is this band? Deep Blue something?
Yeah.
It's literally
They
Deep Blue
actually called
something.
Deep Blue.
Oh, all right.
I was like, so what is
Deep
something?
Blue. It sounds like you don't know what the title is.
That sounds like, sounds like a Smurf prostitute. Smurfette, what's up?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right, here. What do we got?
You
10
can call
still
me
lead with
Papa.
5. These are 10 more songs from One Hit Wonder Band.
Number 6.
Oh, Varsity Playground.
Wow. Damn. Come on. Damn. 10 and Migs are tied now.
How do you know another song for
Because I really love that band.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw them live a bunch of times. They were real trippy and fun. They were awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Plus, it had to be massive when you were working on the end.
Dude, Marching Playground was huge.
Yeah.
That's my clues. You couldn't escape this song, apparently.
You could not, dude.
We still play it.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
10 more songs from One Hit Wonder Band.
Number 5.
Jimmy Eat World.
Wow.
It's on fire over here.
Taryn, are we even playing this week?
I don't think we are. I'll just show myself out.
At least you got
He
one.
said it's Jimmy Eat World.
Jimmy Eat World.
Some interesting One Hit Wonder Band names.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was the only other song that Odyssey had in their system with Jimmy Eat World.
They didn't have like Bleed American?
They might have. I'm not positive. I don't think so.
World, by the way, was the name of the bass player's mother. Because most people don't know that.
Come on.
There were a lot of Jimmy bands back then.
Oh my God.
Jimmy's Chicken Shack. Jimmy Eats Stuff.
Jimmy Eats Stuff.
There's a lot of Jimmy bands. I can see the name two.
Jimmy Van.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. A Jimmy band. These are 10 more songs from One Hit Wonder Band.
Number 4.
From the Shrek soundtrack.
Oh, boy. It's this,
Wait for it.
I would walk. Is that
Proclaimers?
Oh, there it is. With the Proclaimer.
Miles helped her out.
Thanks, Miles. You get the assist on that one.
All right. It still doesn't show up on my record of just getting one correct. Taryn with 4, 10 with 5, Migs with 6, and Steve, you have 1 as well.
What?
You have 1.
You got one today.
What did I get?
Sinead O'Connor.
No.
I did not.
Devo.
Oh,
Devo.
I did not get Devo. I did not get one today.
Did you just gift Thrill a
I
point?
appreciate you guys. Somebody
I thought I
else
gave you
has a
one.
point. I thought you guessed Devo, right?
I'll take it.
Yeah. I have guessed nothing.
Check the tape.
Blind Melon.
No way.
All right. Also a big Blind Melon fan.
Mike, we got to figure out stuff that was not popular when Steve worked at a station.
I worked at the end when it was all one hit wonder.
I want to hear what they actually sound like.
What's that? The other one?
Yeah. All right.
Blind Melon, to their credit, every time they show up and play even like Elko, I am shocked how many people are there.
Are they?
They haven't played.
Their singer's
Their
dead.
singer's been dead for a very long
The
time.
band still, I saw was in that studio. The band was there.
Blind Melon?
I'm almost positive it was that. It was almost like the Bumblebee Girl song.
I don't think they played.
Said that they dissolved in 1999.
Maybe they were doing something else.
They could have come back for something,
Right?
I guess.
Yeah. Probably played with Jimmy Eat Dirt.
Well, I'm really mad. I'm mad I missed it.
These are 10 more songs from One Hit Wonder Band.
Number 2.
This one's an odd one.
It's like the Pogues.
It's not the Pogues. So their one hit wonder was also a cover by Gloria Jones, if anybody knows that title.
That helped not at all.
Their one hit wonder was actually their last ditch effort at charting success. It's probably why nobody knows this song. They've had an on again, off again relationship as a band and reunited back in 2021. That's kind of, this is the last time we're going to get together. And then in 2021, they played like 5 more shows.
They Might Be Giants?
Not They Might Be Giants. I feel like Marilyn Manson did a cover of their one hit wonder.
Eurythmics?
Not the Eurythmics.
Damn Blue Monday?
No.
No.
Uh-huh.
It's not hard. It's soft.
Soft sound. I got one.
You got one. All right.
Because you said it's not hard. Otherwise, I had no shot.
This last one's going to be a buzzer beater. I gotta listen to this one.
That's a great word.
Yeah. We know what he's into.
Miles. Doggone it, Miles.
It makes you giggle a little bit. These are 10 more songs from One Hit Wonder Band.
Number 1.
Nina?
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Where did that come from?
I mean, come on.
All right. Here's our tallies after week 2. Steve and myself, we got one apiece. Taryn and Ted tied at 5. Steve Miggs, he gets 7.
What?
No. 7 out of 20.
Happy frickin' birthday.
That's not bad at all.
It's because he's older and wiser now.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Sure. Coming up, we will drink in toast with the shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Feeling overwhelmed? Struggling with mental health shouldn't be the norm. At Mindful Therapy Group, we specialize in connecting you with compassionate therapists that can support you through stress, anxiety, ADHD, and so much more. With in-person and telehealth appointments available, we can get you seen in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group accepts most health insurances, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to start your mental health journey today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, cut up minutes. We'll drink it toast with the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check with Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. The Montgomery County Council in Maryland is considering giving the local schools $2 million for new vape detectors.
Oh, come on. I mean, come on.
I'm kind of torn on this. Like, I understand where their heads are at, and I understand that you don't want kids, you don't want to encourage the vaping. Certainly not in the school, and I get that.
Don't catch them and suspend them.
Right.
I mean, that's how you deal with most things at that level, right? If I walked in with a pack of smokes and I try to cheat a smoke in the bathroom, teacher walks in, they smell it, they know it's me, you get suspended or whatever it's going to be.
Right.
But, like, you don't need a nicotine detector. You don't need the vape detectors.
No.
And look, and the kid has it in their bag. Like, you just can't do it here.
Right.
Hell, when I was in high school, you couldn't chew gum in class, right? It did not mean you did not have gum.
Right.
You just didn't chew
And when
in
I was
class.
in high school, you went out to the parking lot if you were going to go smoke.
Thank you.
Even then.
Yep.
Did you say vape detectors?
Vape detectors,
yes.
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Right.
Because smoke detectors really don't detect vaping.
Yeah.
But I'm with Thrill,
But
too.
smoke
It seems like you
detectors-
could walk in and be
right.
like, somebody's vaping in class. Like,
Right.
I'm with you. It seems like, right,
It's
you said
overreach.
high school, right? Or
And
middle
just
school.
The schools.
It seems like in high school, or I don't know, even like 8th graders, like they're probably just walking outside.
My kids are K through 8. I don't want them to put vape detectors in.
Right.
Like a smoke detector could detect cigarette smoke. That's not why they have them in school.
And
It's
I'm-
there to protect my kids in case the school
Correct.
bursts into flames. They do
Right.
fire drills, right? The vape detector, it's like, let's just Kids are going to do things.
Right.
And just like chewing the gum in class or smoking a cigarette in the bathroom or like, hey, man, we're going to confiscate this from you, which will piss the kid off more than anything.
Correct.
Right, just take it away.
And I got to assume that it's got to be in high schools. Maybe middle schools. I don't know if they're going that young. But at that point, kids are starting to get into vices. I don't like it. I don't think that they should, and I will discourage any kid from getting into those vices. But again, I had friends that smoked. I had friends that chewed. I had friends that drank in high school.
Right.
And at some points, like, guys, we're not
kids
stopping
selling
this.
cocaine in high school.
Right.
Which is far
I
worse
did have
to
a
me
friend
than
with weed in high
vaping,
school.
right? But, like, come on, man, just dial it down. And let parents take some responsibility for what their kid... Look, if the school calls me and tells me my kid keeps violating whatever rule you've got, as I responded to each teacher, it will be taken care of tonight.
Right.
And it is.
You handle it.
Yep.
The offspring of boomers are now dealing with a new thing that they've left behind. All the possessions that they've collected throughout their lives.
Yeah.
Basically, you had your parents, your grandparents, whoever it is in your life that have spent that life just collecting every little thing, every little knick-knack that they've got that they just can't get rid of.
But nobody wants it. You might have furniture, but furniture's practical. This is understood. My dad had vinyl, right?
Sure.
He gave it to me before he moved. I'm like, cool. I listen to vinyl. My kids have already told me which one of them is going to get the vinyl. Right? And I go, fine,
All right.
I can live with that. But there's a bunch of crap I own that I know you don't want.
Right.
And I'm going to leave it all to you.
Exactly. My house is still filled with a bunch of furniture that my grandfather built.
Yeah, exactly.
My old man's got a clock that my grandfather made. And I'm also looking at that like, when my dad knocks off, that is going to end up at somebody's house. I don't really.
Is that going to be a Goodwill drop-off?
I don't know.
I got to watch.
So, yeah.
I mean, there's some stuff, too, you got to decide how sentimental it is to you.
Correct.
My mom has a couple things that she absolutely loves that were her father's, but he died when she was a teenager.
Right.
So, like, my brother and I, like, we never knew him.
Yeah, like, Mom, you keep it, for sure. But, yeah, how am I going to pass this?
Right.
Although, again, if I make to, like, 78 years old, I am getting a parrot.
Oh.
Just because that thing's going to live so... Oh, absolutely.
And like I said, I've got pieces that my grandfather built. However, the one that is going to stay, I could take them or leave, and if eventually I outgrow them and they no longer belong in my house, I might get rid of them. I might call the family, see if anybody wants them. The one thing that's staying with me until I decide that it's gone is a desk that my grandfather specifically built for me.
Okay.
I will pass that down, but I'm not going to put any, this was made by your great-grand, like, kid,
you want it or not.
Right. Because I've had that pressure on me, and I've taken something because of that pressure. And now it's like, I don't want this thing anymore. But now there's so much on it. 80% of Americans fear that World War III is imminent.
Well, I mean,
I'd say it's impossible for it not to happen.
It's possible for it not to happen, but I don't think it'll be what people picture it being.
Correct.
I don't think it's going to be like nuclear bombs dropping and all that.
I don't
kind of
believe
thing. Because the end game on that, it's bad for everyone, right?
My head is a cyber war.
People want, I think it's going to be more of that kind of crap, in which case, it's already going on. Remember, people in power really like being in power, and imminent death does not suit them. That's why, like, they don't suit up and join their military anymore.
Right.
Back in the day, if you're the leader, you're the lead horse, man. You're going out to war. Like, these guys are sitting cozy. They can wage any war they want. And like you said, the cyber thing's the big thing right now. So, like, it's going on.
And I don't know. I mean, it scares me when, like, the doomsday clock moves a little bit. But I feel like people have been talking about World War III for 25 years.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Legitimately. When it comes to survival skills in the wild, it's hard to imagine someone more prepared than our own Miles Montgomery. But as much as he teaches us,
hard to imagine.
There's some other things to consider.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10. 10 deadly survival myths you should never believe. Hollywood is Hollywood for a reason. The bad guy rarely wins there. However, here in the real world, if you find yourself being chased through the woods, miles from civilization, and they're armed with an axe, or a slingshot, or a team of rabid ferrets, just know they know this terrain. This is why they brought you here. No one will hear your cries for help, and there's a solid chance they'll never even find your body. But hey, not for nothing. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, BD. So these are deadly survival myths that you should never believe. They start the list here with building a fire in a cave. Look, if you're out there in the middle of nowhere and you find yourself a nice cave to keep yourself dry, build a fire inside of it to keep yourself warm, right?
Why not?
No.
Correct.
Carbon monoxide?
That is exactly why not.
I mean, most caves do have vents.
I was going to say,
but if you're in a
tiny is
room,
this cave?
But if you're in a room, no.
Right.
No.
No, it's a terrible idea.
I've told the story. My brother and I almost killed ourselves. We built an igloo once, so we had enough snow. And then we dug down and we started a fire. And I mean, we couldn't get out of there quick enough.
Okay, well, that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's.
Eating what animals eat is safe.
No. There's some like berries and stuff that the animals can eat that if it's us as humans ingest it, we will die.
Right. And, you know, to kind of tack onto that is exaggerated, but like chocolate is toxic to dogs.
Right.
Or to a degree, you know, large amounts, whatever.
Or grapes, I found out, are poisonous to dogs.
Everyone knows the animals don't eat those mushrooms, do they?
Yeah, that's true.
Which one? You mean the psycho ones?
I mean, you name it. If they're out there,
fun ones.
they're not food.
Survival
That
myth.
is true. But you can go out right now. I mean, this is like kind of prime mushroom picking season.
Yeah,
Are there no animal? I'm sure there is some animal, but I mean, generally speaking, like our forest
I think
creatures,
we're the only
like,
ones that eat fungus.
It is a fungus, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, you know that's mold, right?
That's like groundworts.
It's the reason they don't eat blue cheese.
Right. Survival myth. It's okay for hypothermic victims to fall asleep.
No, come on.
Right. It's imperative to keep the victim awake and warm them up. Sleeping can lead to unconsciousness and even death.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would.
Right. They're going to want to go to sleep.
Yes, they will.
They're going to be very tired and very angry that you're keeping them up. Keep them awake.
When you're on the other side of it, you don't necessarily get it, though. So when I sever my artery and all that, I'm in and out of consciousness, and I just remember the doctor. Hey, what's your name? Stephen Hill. Where do you live? Gave my address. And I mean, 15 seconds later, sir, what is your name? I'm like, Stephen Hill. What's your address? I give it to him again. Third time, I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. If you're not going to listen, he's like, dude, we're doing this to keep you awake. I'm like, my bad.
That's a great idea.
My bad.
Yeah.
Let's just talk football or something. Just stop asking me the same thing.
I don't know who came up with this myth, but raw meat is safe to eat. Fish, I think, is the only thing I can think of there.
I mean, you can do
tartar.
like steak tartare, but that ain't the ground beef at Safeway. You know what I mean? Like that's not the cut.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean,
put it over a fire real quick.
Try, yeah.
Right. Never give food to a victim of hypothermia.
Why
not?
Let's see here. When someone has a fit or goes into shock, you could avoid feeding them due to the danger of choking. However, if the victim of hypothermia is conscious, giving them warm drinks and high-energy foods is recommended to help speed up metabolic warming. All right. It actually gets their body to work a little bit more. So the myth
What if
is
I don't
to never
have
give
anything warm? Right?
I still say put something in their gut.
Okay, so I got some cold-ass granola.
Yeah.
Because it's cold outside. Like,
Exactly.
Still, all right.
Builds a fire in their stomach, man, and it starts burning. However, side note, the myth of eating snow for water. You're surrounded by snow. You're never going to, just eat the snow. No. Bad idea.
Why?
We were actually told this when we were in Scouts and we would take snow hikes. They would say, as opposed to eating the snow, put it in your empty canteen and put it up against your body to let it melt that way. You actually burn more water melting the snow in your mouth than you would.
Oh, right, because it's cold in your body.
Water from
Okay.
it, right. So it actually takes more energy to burn it down. Drinking liquor keeps you warm.
Yes, it does.
I still like to just keep that myth alive.
Why do you think they still make Yukon Jack?
Right.
Because they hate people.
No, it's just a body heater.
From what Ted said, rubbing frostbitten skin. Frostbite is a process where ice crystals are formed in your skin and tissues. Many first aid courses tell us that rubbing causes damage and can even lead to accidental amputation. The last thing you want is ice crystals lacerating more cells. Treating frostbite with painkillers and gradually rewarming the tissue is the correct process.
I
That
like
is a myth.
accidental amputation. Ooh, hey, sorry about your finger.
Yeah, right. Something just falls off. I think the booze thing is it temporarily like warms your chest, but it's dehydrating.
Terrible for you. Right. Rubbing.
Also, I feel like if I'm in a survival element, it'd be odd if I just had a fifth of whiskey on me.
Yeah, right.
Like, what am I doing out here?
Well, the one thing they point out, too, they're like, it's negative 20 degrees outside, and you pull out your flask. They're like, the liquid is also like negative 10 to negative 20 degrees. It just has a higher ice point, right? So people chug it, and it's like, you just put negative degree liquid. Like, that does not end well.
Right. And then the last deadly survival myth that you should never believe is that lean-tos are excellent shelters.
I don't believe they're excellent shelters. I just think I'm trying to survive.
A lean-to is a three-sided shelter frequently built by campers and hikers. While you may see these types of shelters on survival shows, their effectiveness can be limited in cold and wet environments. Realistically, building a lean-to, as you said, should be a last resort for a shelter.
Yes, it's like having a house with a wall missing outside.
Exactly.
Exactly. I know I'm missing a wall.
If you end up in a castaway situation where you wake up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, build a lean-to real quick just to keep yourself dry for the night, and then go find yourself a better source of shelter there. So
God, you should see. Miles was watching a video earlier today. Guy's camping on the Amazon, and he's got a campus tent. And what kind of ants are they called?
I'm going to eat your tent ants.
Yeah, basically.
They ate it down.
They ate a fist-sized hole, and then as a result of that, all of the other insects that smell his ass are flying in there, including tarantulas, mosquitoes, something he couldn't identify. And then he's like, I don't want to leave the tent because then everything out in the Amazon will attack.
Mosquitoes.
But you're just watching these ants literally just rip this tent apart.
An 18-wheeler in Mississippi suffered an accident and flipped over, but things only got worse from there, Miles.
Why'd they get worse?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-803-ROCK. All right, have we made it to drinking time?
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Feeling overwhelmed? Struggling with mental health shouldn't be the norm. At Mindful Therapy Group, we specialize in connecting you with compassionate therapists that can support you through stress, anxiety, ADHD, and so much more. With in-person and telehealth appointments available, we can get you seen in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group accepts most health insurances, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to start your mental health journey today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday gifts for the kids, like arts, crafts, games, and tech. You'll have money left over for some new board games to boost the kids' confidence. You won again. Or that multi-voice changing megaphone so you can really spread the cheer.
Happy holidays.
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk. And Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast an unidentified 59-year-old man from New York City, New York. Now, he called an ambulance after getting a tight jaw and tingling in his hands. And doctors were baffled by his symptoms, but they feared that he had a severe case of sepsis. But a battery test revealed that he'd suffered a tear in his aorta. That's the body's largest artery that carries blood from the heart to the body. But the result in a severe aortic regurgitation is what's called. It's a medical emergency where the blood flows backwards into the heart. So it goes without saying that he would have died had the doctors not figured out what it was and then did whatever it is they had to do. Now, in theory, we should be toasting the doctors for the quick thinking, but we're toasting the patient today because of what led to his medical emergency. Vigorous masturbation, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. He was beating that thing like it owed him money, and it ended up kind of reversing his blood course back into his heart.
Wow. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. They had to ask him, like, what did you do? And he's like, it's the only thing I can think of. They're like, that's it.
They're trying to kill me that way.
I know. Making me scared to masturbate. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The men's room presents Profile This.
And Steve at Thrill Hill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Wouldn't you know it, we have Taryn Daly and Sarah from the morning show in here with us.
Did you guys just leave, sit and spin, and come back and decide to hang out more?
That's Pretty wild. Much.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Crazy.
Oh, my God.
That is crazy.
Still cracking.
Yeah.
We lost.
I know. I'm curious, would you guys like to play a little, whatever the hell we call it, Profile This one?
Sure.
All right. You know the game's played. You got 3 categories to choose from, okay? So today, your categories are Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? Interior Decorating, where you guess the foreign objects that ended up on the inside of someone. And finally, a category we call Seriously, in which case you try to guess the petty conflict that led to extreme violence. Keep in mind, you'll be playing against both Miles Montgomery and the Ted Smith.
Interior.
Interior.
All right.
All right. Here is your story. Does not involve the butt today, sadly. Aww. In this case, an Arizona resident. He's described the moment that he realized that he'd been living with something for 25 years, entirely unexpected, lodged up his nose. So it started like any other normal day for Andy Norton. He's 32 years old now, so this happened when he was 7. Every morning starts with a shower and a big blow of the nose. He says, quote, my whole life I've had sinus sensitivity, allergies, and issues with congestion. Now, since I'm allergic to cats, dogs, grass, many of the native trees, and dust, and I've been exposed to one or more of these things, I've lived my life assuming that any congestion issues were simply caused by one of my millions of allergies. Now, he says he's always been susceptible to sinus infection, so he decided to speak to a doctor about the best ways to alleviate the symptoms. And she's the one that recommended blowing your nose in a warm, humid environment. So he's been doing that for the last 8 months with a little change until one day. Recently, something, quote, really hard flew out of his nose and hit the shower floor. It was only when he picked it up he realized what it was. Quote, suddenly, the memory of something I'd completely forgotten about in my adult life came flooding back to me. Now, little did he know that the piece had ended up lodged in Norton's sinus cavity where it remained for 25 years. But while Norton may have been unaware of it being up his nose for all these years, he did notice a difference in the very moment that the piece flew out. All right, so now the question I have for you is multiple choice. Do we believe that this thing that was stuck in his nose for 25 years was a Lego, a marble, a screw, or a game piece? So Lego, marble, screw, or game piece. One of these things has been sitting in this man's nose since childhood.
For me personally, because I have a child that's obsessed with construction, I want to go screw.
All right, screw.
You want it? Oh, you mean you're picking the? Okay.
Oh,
I thought she was being very friendly.
Yeah. Wait, can I pick something else?
Of course you can. You pick anything you want.
I'm going with Lego.
You want to Lego? All right.
Okay. I'll go game piece, Ted.
Game piece.
Miles, I'm kind of with you. I don't know if it's like a Monopoly thing, but it's 7. It could have been one of the food little balls from Hungry Hippo.
What was in this guy's nostril there? Was it a Lego, a marble, a screw, or a game piece? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
Feeling overwhelmed? Struggling with mental health shouldn't be the norm. At Mindful Therapy Group, we specialize in connecting you with compassionate therapists that can support you through stress, anxiety, ADHD, and so much more. With in-person and telehealth appointments available, we can get you seen in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group accepts most health insurances, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to start your mental health journey today.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday beauty gifts, like hair care, makeup, and skincare. You'll have money left over to get your bro the big bottle of cologne. Just remind him one spritz is enough. Or waterproof mascara for that one cousin that makes you laugh till you cry during the family photo shoot.
Say cheese!
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Categories: interior decorating. On profile this, we got an Arizona man who realized he was living with something in his nose. 25 years.
Yeah.
Thought he had sinuses, thought he had allergies, all that stuff.
Crap, yeah.
And the doctor said just, I guess, get in a warm shower and start blowing. And one day something just popped out. And he figured out, oh, yeah, I remember that now. but he forgot. Question is, what was in his nose after all those years? A Lego, a marble, a screw, or a game piece?
And that is a question that was posed to you two gentlemen and the two ladies from the morning show here. Now, both Sarah and Taryn have since had to leave, but let me start with you two. The Dad Smith, Miles Montgomery. We both agreed on a game piece, which for a kid makes sense, and it was not a game piece. Taryn made her guess based on her own child, who we all know very much into like construction stuff and trucks, etc. She says a screw. Yeah. Not a screw. And then Sarah, who wanted to know the answer before they had to leave, and I said, you got to listen to the show. I'm not going to tell you, which did not make her happy. She guessed a Lego. And Sarah was correct.
Oh, wow.
It was a Lego.
Okay. Now, for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today, you got the Jimmies,
Fallon and Kimmel,
Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there to tell you these guys have teams of talent to write or something, come up with monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
It's a scary story out of Colorado. A family of bears broke into a man's home on purpose to eat food and attacked him. No word yet, though, on what bed the bears chose to sleep in.
The Ted Smith.
I'll say it's you.
Yeah, that was me.
Good call, though.
Yeah. Goldilocks joke. McDonald's is suing major beef producers for allegedly conspiring to limit their supplies. Meanwhile, Arby's is like, this doesn't affect us.
Fallon.
Yeah, I'll say Fallon.
Yeah, it's Fallon.
McDonald's is suing major beef producers for allegedly conspiring to limit their supplies. Meanwhile, Arby's is like, this doesn't affect us.
They got the meats. Over the weekend, a Frontier Airlines flight caught fire after landing in Las Vegas. Apparently, Frontier Airlines is filling the void that Spirit created.
Is that Fallon?
Fallon. That is Fallon.
Did you guys see this over the weekend? A Frontier Airlines flight caught on fire after landing in Las Vegas. Yeah, apparently Frontier Airlines is filling the void that Spirit created.
LeBron James and his son Bronny became the first father-son duo to play together on an NBA team. Well, it probably happened with Will Chamberlain, you know. He just didn't know.
Seth?
Seth. Yeah, it's Seth White.
LeBron James and his son Bronny became the first father-son duo to play together on an NBA team. Well, it probably happened with Will Chamberlain. You know, he just didn't know.
How many kids did he have?
I don't think it was about the kids. It was about the number of sexual partners.
No. I'm just saying statistically, unless he was that, maybe he was just that careful and cautious.
I don't know. And look, who knows? But the rumor, it was somewhere around 10,000 women.
Correct. I'm just saying, you would think with that many, there had to be a couple kids.
Mm-hmm. I would think. I mean, if you do one thing 10,000 times, you have to screw up at least once.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
it's like missing a free throw.
I was just about to say, Larry Bird has missed a free throw or a shot before, right? I mean, these things happen.
Shaq's made one. I mean, hell.
All right, so everybody knows you watch Sunday Night Football. Starts off, Carrie Underwood comes out. She's going to sing the famous Sunday Night Football theme, which I always say I could do without it, but it does set a tone. You're like, all right.
It sets the tone, but yeah.
Only because, like, the normal games you don't have a performance before
it's prime time.
A 10 a.m., right, or a 1 p.m. kick for us on the West Coast. Anyhow, so NBC, they got some players from both teams to try singing Carrie Underwood's Sunday Night Football theme, and obviously it's almost so bad that it's good.
The stadium is rocking, time to crank up the sign.
The NFL's best have come to play. Coast to coast, there's just one thing left to say. A.
I've been waiting all day for Sunday night.
It's tough to get rough in a primetime fight.
More than a game, it's every fan's right.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
Ooh.
She might play better football than they do singing.
I also wonder, like, did they have the music in their headphones, or were they just, like, given a script and, like...
Go for it.
Right, because, like, we can hear the music, so it's a little easier, I would think, to try to match up. But if somebody just said, read it, I mean, I watched that song probably, 17 weeks? I probably see it at least 14 or 15 weeks. But I don't know that I could just have it in my head and sing it.
No, and neither could they.
Yeah.
God, that was bad.
That's a bit of a tough one. Another funny thing, kind of last night from Monday Night Football, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck obviously called Monday Night Football. Troy Aikman kind of slipped up when talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
There's Kelce. Makes a move, and he's out of bounds.
The missus likes it, and
you know they're not married.
Oh, I know.
What is it with ex-Cowboy quarterbacks?
I'm sure I'm in trouble
married?
For saying that.
I know. It's do not. I mean, it happens.
I also like the end.
What is that, lady friend?
I don't know.
I mean,
how? I mean, look, I do it to Mike once in a while. I'll be like, "You bringing your girlfriend?" And he's like, "It's my wife."
That's
so,
not
I mean,
what
like,
Ted asked you.
it's not. Yeah.
Like sometimes, like I don't like. Yeah, I'm like Troy Aikman, you're fine. The funny thing is, if there's a longer version of that clip where Joe Buck goes, also, my kids have told me all night, try not to make a joke about Taylor Swift because I'm not funny. Oh, damn.
Also, when Troy was playing, he was dating Lori Morgan. Not that she's anywhere on the level of Taylor Swift.
No one is there.
But he obviously is one of those guys who's dated someone else who had their own career in their own life.
Who's Lori Morgan?
She used to be a famous country singer.
All right. Well, also, don't forget, Tony Romo dated Carrie
Jessica
Underwood.
Oh, God, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Or was it Jessica Simpson?
It was Carrie Underwood.
Okay. Huh.
That's why her bodyguard pushed me out of the way.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I can't forget that one at all. Very specifically. Let's see. Do you guys ever watch Law & Order SVU?
No. I mean, I cannot believe that show is still on, and you see the commercials every week, but I probably watched an episode, and I'm not making this up, maybe 12 years ago.
Right. And, like, that's the special victims unit.
Yeah.
So it's usually, like, not just a crime, but, like, even worse.
It's worse, and usually, it's something sexual. You know what, man? Honest to God, I think once I had kids, it kind of went off my radar. Certain things you watch before you have kids, and you understand why the situation sucks, but it's not relatable. Then you have kids, and you're like, I don't want to watch this. I really don't want to see this.
I mean, right, I'm with you. I never really watched it because it was so dark and stuff, but Mariska Hargitay, she's obviously the actress on the show, and she's like, yeah, it's taking a toll on her psyche. And mainly, she's like, because a lot of the plots are based on actual events.
That's the key, right?
Right. So, like, regular Law and Order, you know that, but right, like, I think for the most of us that live in the normal world, right, it's hard to watch that stuff because you're like, Jesus Christ, those people are out there, and you never know who they are, but. For most of us, it's like I'm with you. I'll never understand women with all the murder mystery stuff too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every time I visit a little town, I don't want to listen to a podcast about little towns and people disappearing before I go there.
She disappeared 3 years ago in the woods. She was just trying to go for a walk.
Like, you're going to listen to hours of this.
It's taken the place of Lifetime television.
Yeah, it kind of has.
So she said, quote, there's been times where I didn't know how to protect myself. I think I was definitely a victim of secondary trauma from being inundated with those stories and knowing that they were true. She said when, basically she's like, look, when I started the show, I wasn't aware of how deeply it would go into me. Now, she also says, quote, she says the job's been gratifying because women have learned so much about DNA and going to the hospital and reporting and what not to do and what to do after you're assaulted.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a silver lining because it's a fictional show, but right, I just imagine 20 years of doing that. And the other thing is, when you base so many of your episodes off of real stuff, most actors worth their weight in pee are going to read basically the details of the actual story.
Yeah.
Right? So you're not just reading the script. Then you read the script, it's already awful. And then you actually do your research and read what really happened, which is probably significantly worse.
Well, and it's harder for her, too, because she's on the show, right? So, like, we just see in the beginning that, these stories are based off actual events.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when they get the scripts, somewhere along the way, you're going to, like you're saying, you're going to find out the actual true story. And it's just like, ugh.
Worse than whatever you can do on network TV. Yeah.
Either way, a lot of people like it. I'm with you. I rented a cabin once deep in the woods. And the girl I was with, as we're driving out there, keeps mentioning how there's meth heads and this. And finally, I was like, well, shut up. She's like, what? I said, I'm about to turn around. Like, you're scaring the crap out of me. I run to this cabin so we could have a nice romantic weekend and not deal with people.
It started as a nice romantic weekend.
Yeah. Now you're convincing me there's people living in these woods.
You rented a cabin.
Right. And she just keeps saying things like, yeah, I mean, you never know. I used to live near here. Like, people just walk out of the woods. And I'm like, what are they doing? She's like, you never know.
He was looking,
he was just that.
Looking for romance.
Yeah. And I wasn't that rude about it. I was just like, please stop talking about it.
And those were his last words before he entered the cabin. Then a Jeep came down the dirt road with one headline. The driver had no sleeves and was chewing something, though there was nothing in his mouth. He looked like Ned Beatty.
Yeah. That was also the time I was in a hot tub and thought for sure, I was like, those are aliens. Like, right?
You're out. Eyes looking at you?
No, you're just out on a river. We're sitting in the hot tub. It's nighttime. And just watching these lights in the sky. And I mean, we spent an hour pretty much convinced, might have adjusted something. And then finally, like, I go in to get another beer. I come out and I'm like, man, they're still there. Oh, God damn it. They're lining up for SeaTac.
Oh, alien.
Right? Because they're all spaced out correctly. So every time you looked up, it's like, well, they're still there. Are they moving? Are they not moving?
But they're alien methods.
If you're camping, if you just make a big pot of chili. It's on there for about an hour or so.
Yeah.
But then as it gets dark or whatever, we used to do this as kids. Just take the flashlight and start buzzing through the woods.
Oh, dude, all the eyes.
Look at all these jackasses looking at us. What are these things?
Yeah, I've done it too, camping on the lower half of my buddy's property. And then after like the first night, I was like, just using my flashlight to get to the...
it could be deer, I don't know.
Right, just to get to the porta potty and back.
But it's all height level. You know what I mean? The ones that are close to the grass, I'm not worried about them. The ones that are way up, I'm not worried about them, probably deer. It's the ones in between. Because I'm like, okay, that is bear, that is cougar height. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder what they're saying. Like, does he put beans in that chili?
Does he know how many times we have watched him pee behind that tree? Jesus, God, man.
Let's see. If you like hair metal night, watch Dancing with the Stars, because it's hair metal night.
I think Gene Simmons is on that one tonight.
Oh, no kidding.
From KISS.
Yes.
KISS. Also, if you're a baseball fan, there's still another Major League Baseball game going on today. The Kraken already played today. I say it all the time. Great time of year, man. Every sport you could imagine is going on right now in the month of October.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story, we go to Mississippi and the scene of a crash. At around 7 in the morning, an 18-wheeler managed to flip on I-55, trapping the driver inside of the cab. But in a nightmaric turn of events, the contents of the truck were also released. Several hives of honeybees that were being transported. It took crews a while to work their way to the driver and fish him out of the chaos while wearing bee suits, and they transported him to the hospital to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries.
Do you think he was trapped in the cab, or it's like, I'm not leaving the cab because there's thousands of bees that are pissed off?
I think it's a mixture of the two where, I can't get out.
Open the door.
I'm not trying very hard. Now, they are honeybees, so I would assume that they're not going to be overly hostile, other than the fact that now they're pissed off.
Right, there's thousands of them. Right? So not all of them have to be angry at you. You just need a couple hundred to be angry at you. Then also, when they show up in bee suits, like, did you bring one for me?
Right.
Before you pull me out of the truck.
Can I just slip it on here real quick?
Like, yeah.
And
just stay relaxed.
Stay relaxed.
That's literally all you got to do, dude. I have pushed so many bees away just because I'm relaxed.
But they're not already angry is the difference.
I don't know. They're coming at me. I don't like that.
They're coming at me.
They're already angry. And now that I think on it, it's honeybees, not bumblebees. Bumblebees are the ones that we don't have to worry
you'd
about.
be like, whatever.
Honeybees, they will be protective, so don't come at me. In other news, over in the UK, we have a story of a woman that ended up being a bad optics headline. After enjoying a night out at the pub, the woman was the source of a call to police after she lost control of her car on the way home and managed to crash into a tree. To make matters worse, local police arrived on the scene, causing her to flee from the car and hide in a nearby bush, to no avail. She was found and tested at the scene and found to have a blood alcohol level that was 3 times the legal limit, and eventually appeared in court and answered for her crimes. But the optics issue comes from the fact that our 26-year-old drunk driver is the executive at a local charity called Be Well, Stay Well, which offers counseling to those suffering from alcoholism and drug addiction.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then she gets loaded at a bar and drunk drives.
And the fact that she tried to hide in the bush, to me, just makes it worse.
She knew.
Because, the cops are like, lady, there's a bush here. So before we even peek behind it, okay?
She's got her shoes sticking out like the Wicked Witch of the West.
You are behind the bush.
What would Sean Spicer do?
I forgot he hid the bushes.
But the cameras were on him. It's not like you're hiding. We watched you.
I'm going to go hide in the bushes real quick.
He'll never find me.
In this Easter Bunny costume.
Unbelievable. In the bush. Like, what am I watching?
That's Homer Simpson meme.
Yeah.
We're just facing the bush. I'm out. Get the cameras.
Like I've told you before, we had a giant crepe myrtle tree in our front yard, but during the summertime, and it's not blooming or whatever. It just sticks.
Right.
And I would think I could hide in there and shoot cars with my water gun as they went by. And one dude was pissed. And he was like banging on our front door.
Get down here.
Yeah, and I was like, how did he know? And one of my parents and my brother was like, they can see you. Like, you're not hidden.
Did you at least have like camo on or something, Ted?
No. Just like
bright orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, even if that thing was in full bloom, you probably still see me sitting in the middle of that bush.
Got him. Sticking with the UK, one man's alone time landed him in the hospital. We actually toasted this man, but he bears repeating. The story goes that the man was engaged in a particularly rigorous session one evening when he suddenly started experiencing a tight jaw and tingling hands. Which
doing it wrong.
I'm about to say, it usually means you're doing it right. But it landed him in the hospital. After conducting several tests, they discovered that due to shaking hands with the devil, he managed to tear his aorta, leading to something called aortic dissection, meaning blood was flowing backward into his heart. This particular condition can be fatal if not treated promptly, so it turns out that he made the right decision to go to the doctor.
Yeah, I mean, he was really worried, and they're like, how did this happen? Because they listed off all these different things that normally would lead to this, and he's like, look, man, the only vigorous activity it was masturbating. I'm like, okay, we're not here to judge, but we will share it with the local newspaper.
That had to be like, I'm hoping that wasn't the first time that day.
What do you mean? You think he did it like 5-6 times and his body just couldn't take it anymore?
Yeah. And who has to work that hard for...
Maybe he's in a hurry. You're doing a fast, and then why would you masturbate that many times?
Or maybe he's been
what is on your mind?
Maybe he's been riding the bench too long and just kind of forgot.
Well, it is an instant dopamine hit.
It is.
Yes, it is.
We stay right here at home and go to
I gotta do something to feel better.
We stay right here at home and go to Poulsbo, Washington. One woman's story goes back about 35 years when she got in touch with nature and started feeding raccoons around her property. No issue there. But what started as a kind gesture to the local animal life turned into a nightmare situation as the raccoon population has had a recent explosion in numbers for whatever reason, leading to a much larger group looking for a free meal. She recently called authorities after she was left unable to get into her home as more than 100 of the animals were camped outside of her door looking for scraps. Local animal control is looking for a solution to the problem, but in the meantime, they've recommended that people refrain. I almost resorted to that, man.
When you have 100 raccoons on one property, and look, her dumbass was feeding them.
Yeah.
Has anyone heard of a raccoon that has trouble finding food?
No!
I certainly have not. Anyway, so you
They're the ones smart enough.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story, we go to Mississippi and the scene of a crash. At around 7 in the morning, an 18-wheeler managed to flip on I-55, trapping the driver inside of the cab. But in a nightmaric turn of events, the contents of the truck were also released. Several hives of honeybees that were being transported. It took crews a while to work their way to the driver and fish him out of the chaos while wearing bee suits, and they transported him to the hospital to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries.
Do you think he was trapped in the cab, or it's like, I'm not leaving the cab because there's thousands of bees that are pissed off?
I think it's a mixture of the two where, I can't get out.
Open the door.
I'm not trying very hard. Now, they are honeybees, so I would assume that they're not going to be overly hostile other than the fact that now they're pissed off.
Right. There's thousands of them.
Right.
So not all of them have to be angry at you. You just need a couple hundred to be angry at you. Then also, when they show up in bee suits, like, did you bring one for me?
Right.
Before you pull me
Can
out
I
of the
just
truck,
slip it on here real quick?
Like, yeah.
And
just stay relaxed.
Stay relaxed.
That's literally all you got to do, dude. I have pushed so many bees away just because I'm relaxed.
But they're not already angry is the difference.
I don't know. They're coming at me. I don't like that.
They're coming at
They're already
and,
angry.
And now that I think on it, it's honeybees, not bumblebees. Bumblebees are the ones that we don't have to worry
you'd be
about.
like, whatever.
Honeybees, they will be protective, so don't come at me. In other news, over in the UK, we have a story of a woman that ended up being a bad optics headline. After enjoying a night out at the pub, the woman was the source of a call to police after she lost control of her car on the way home and managed to crash into a tree. To make matters worse, local police arrived on the scene, causing her to flee from the car and hide in a nearby bush, to no avail. She was found and tested at the scene and found to have a blood alcohol level that was 3 times the legal limit, and eventually appeared in court and answered for her crimes. But the optics issue comes from the fact that our 26-year-old drunk driver is the executive at a local charity called Be Well, Stay Well, which offers counseling to those suffering from alcoholism and drug addiction.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then she gets loaded at a bar and drunk drives.
And the fact that she tried to hide in the bush, to me, just makes it worse.
She knew.
Because, the cops are like, lady, there's a bush here. So before we even peek behind it, okay?
She's got her shoes sticking out like the Wicked Witch of the West.
You are behind the bush.
What would Sean Spicer do?
I forgot he hid the bushes.
But the cameras were on him. It's not like you're hiding. We watched you.
I'm going to go hide in the bushes real quick.
You'll never find me.
In this Easter Bunny costume.
Unbelievable. In the bush. Like, what am I watching?
That's Homer Simpson meme.
Yeah.
Where he just fades into the bush. I'm out. Get the cameras.
Like I told you before, we had a giant crepe myrtle tree in our front yard, but during the summertime, it's not blooming or whatever. It just sticks.
Right.
And I would think I could hide in there and shoot cars with my water gun as they went by. And one dude was pissed. And he was like banging on our front door.
Get down here.
Yeah, and I was like, how did he know? And one of my parents and my brother was like, they can see you. Like, you're not hidden.
Did you at least have like camo on or something, Ted?
No. Just like
bright orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, even if that thing was in full bloom, you probably still see me sitting in the middle of that bush.
Got him. Sticking with the UK, one man's alone time landed him in the hospital. We actually toasted this man, but he bears repeating. The story goes that the man was engaged in a particularly rigorous session one evening when he suddenly started experiencing a tight jaw and tingling hands. Which
doing it wrong.
I'm about to say, it usually means you're doing it right. But it landed him in the hospital. After conducting several tests, they discovered that due to shaking hands with the devil, he managed to tear his aorta, leading to something called aortic dissection, meaning blood was flowing backward into his heart. This particular condition can be fatal if not treated promptly, so it turns out that he made the right decision to go to the doctor.
Yeah, I mean, he was really worried, and they're like, how did this happen? Because they listed off all these different things that normally would lead to this, and he's like, look, man, the only vigorous activity I did was masturbate. I'm like, okay, we're not here to judge, but we will share it with the local newspaper.
That had to be like, I'm hoping that wasn't the first time that day.
What do you mean? You think he did it like 5-6 times and his body just couldn't take it anymore?
Yeah. And who has to work that hard for...
Maybe he's in a hurry. You're doing a fast, and then why would you masturbate that many times?
Or maybe he's been
what is on your mind? I'm going to do it again.
Maybe he's been riding the bench too long and just kind of forgot.
Well, it is an instant dopamine hit.
It is.
Yes, it is.
We stay right here at home and go to
I gotta do something to feel better.
We stay right here at home and go to Poulsbo, Washington. One woman's story goes back about 35 years when she got in touch with nature and started feeding raccoons around her property. No issue there. But what started as a kind gesture to the local animal life turned into a nightmare situation as the raccoon population has had a recent explosion in numbers for whatever reason, leading to a much larger group looking for a free meal. She recently called authorities after she was left unable to get into her home as more than 100 of the animals were camped outside of her door looking for scraps. Local animal control is looking for a solution to the problem, but in the meantime, they've recommended that people refrain. I almost resorted to that, man.
When you have 100 raccoons on one property, and look, her dumbass was feeding them.
Yeah.
Has anyone heard of a raccoon that has trouble finding food?
No!
I certainly have not. Anyway, so you
They're the
fed
ones
them.
smart enough to look at the trash.
Right. They're called trash pandas.
Hey!
You know,
neighbor.
you feed a raccoon, take your trash out, right? So now you have 100 of them. You can't get into your own house. You actually fled in your car.
Hey.
Like, this is on you.
Yeah.
take care, figure it out.
And plus, you attracted a skunk to your neighbor's yard and then sprayed his dog, and now he's really pissed off and he had to move. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
Down to California, where an emergency, the skies ended a lot better than it could have because Miles wasn't there. While out on a flight between Las Vegas and Monterey, a small twin-engine plane left without anyone at the helm after its pilot suffered cardiac arrest and went unconscious, leaving a single passenger with little options.
That's so comforting.
She took the controls of the plane and managed to get into contact with air traffic control, who were able to guide her through the process of flying and landing the plane.
That is a small airport.
Yes, it is.
That is a small runway.
She managed to land safely, and emergency crews were able to descend upon the vessel in short order. While she did walk away from the incident unscathed, the same cannot be said for the pilot, who unfortunately was pronounced dead after being taken to the hospital.
Does every air traffic controller have, I guess, a basic knowledge of at least smaller planes? Maybe. It's always like, oh, they rated it in air traffic control, and they say, oh, they told them how to get it in. Like, if I worked in air traffic control, I'd be like, lady, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to die.
You're SOL.
Yeah, you're screwed.
The world of men's room sports. Good news for hockey fans. The Seattle Kraken season has officially begun. They played their season opener this afternoon, hosting the St. Louis Blues. Screw you, Brett. And after a lot of action in the second period, the Kraken did fall to the Blues 3-2 to open the season. Their next game will be this coming Saturday at 5 as they go into Minnesota to take on the Wild. Sports on tonight. You got some more preseason basketball between the Pacers and Hawks currently underway over on the NBA Network. College football is on now. We've got Florida International at Liberty on CBS Sports, and playoff baseball continues tonight on FS1. Game 3 between the tied series of the Dodgers and the Padres starts in just a few minutes. As far as your weather, small chance of showers tonight as light winds are on the way in to cool things down to the mid to low 50s. Tomorrow we can expect some early cloud cover before a small clearing in the afternoon. That'll bring temperatures up to the mid 60s. And that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, much appreciated. Now let's see. We'll see you next time for the return of Who Sucks Less. The lovely Jolene is up next.
Yes, indeed, it's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the difficulty out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our compassionate therapists specialize in helping you navigate stress, anxiety, ADHD, OCD, and so much more. With both in-person and telehealth appointments available, you can get the support you need in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group also accepts most insurance plans, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Mindful mental health providers offer services for children, teens, adults, and seniors seeking individual, family, or couples therapy. Whatever you need, we're here for you. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com or call 562-MINDFUL to get started today.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday electronic gifts like monitors, tablets, and video games. You'll have money left over for that drum set for your little drummer. And some noise-canceling headphones. Or an outdoor speaker system so the entire neighborhood can hear your holiday tunes. Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.